Live now, I think. Hello, everybody. Um, Greetings from Magpie Army Chronicles. Myself and Ultimate Greatness here. Just to let you know, I've got the. Oh, shit. Hold on. Sorry. I
No,
had the
you're all good.
fucking YouTube. I had the YouTube fucking thing on the other. Yeah, all good now. Fantastic start there at the Magpie Army Chronicles. Anyway, good day, Benny. So woke up this morning on a beautiful late summer day in Melbourne. Had the day off. Made my way the 2 kilometres from my house up to La Trobe Uni, the Tony Sheehan Oval. The first took me ages to find a car park, so by the time I got to bloody the ground. It was halfway through the first quarter, but I was very happy as soon as I got my nice little spot on the wing there to be greeted by a crunching tackle by Angry Anderson. And for a second, I had to say, "Who's that?" But you could tell by all the comments in the crowd, everyone's saying, "Oh, Angry," and this kid is going to be an absolute cult figure if he gets a few games. Goes at a hard, mature age. A lot to be desired with his disposal, but that can be worked on. But mate, the endeavour and the hardness, it's all there. So it was good to see that. Watched uh, the majority of the game. I'll tell you what, man. It's easier. Look, I love going to the games, but sometimes watching it at home in the comfort of your own home, it's so much better. You can see, you can tell what's going on. It was so hot that just squinting the eyes and trying to say, "Who's that? Who's that? Who's that?" And yeah, but a lot of good insights from the game. A lot, both teams missing a lot of personnel. From the eye, just watching the game, I was thinking, oh, there's no Dacos brothers, no Howie, no Moore, no Lockie Schultz, and I'm thinking, oh, we've got so many players missing. But then I didn't realise it. They had more missing than us, and like for the likes of Callahan and the Greens, and yeah. So I think they could argue that they had a lot more missing than us. But having said that, it was just a hit out. I was going there just to see how. I was hearing rumours that people are training and from the club saying that our game plan was going to be tweaked. Didn't see much. Look, I'm not a scientist when it comes to footy tactics and strategies and that, but didn't see much difference in the game plan. Um, it just seemed that every time we tried to um, get the handball chains going, it wasn't working today. But having said that, the personnel not there um, obviously contributed to that. Mr. Sean, Ultimate Greatness, how are you this evening, mate?
Yeah, doing pretty good. Glad footy's back, and yeah, just can't wait to get started.
Yeah, man. Your boy, Oscar Steen, very
Yep.
impressive, I must say. I really hope we play this kid from round zero onwards, man.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, he's got the craft. You can tell he's got it. It's just you just got to get games in the kid,
Yeah.
and he looks the goods, man. Can you sell it to us that he can do a job as a resting forward um, coming this season? Because it's not going to be just about the ruck work. He's got to have a
Mm.
three-dimensional aspect to his output. And do you think he can cut it um, as a forward as well?
Yeah, I mean, he kind of has to because, obviously we have Mason Cox not being at the club anymore.
Mate,
Um,
yeah.
for me personally, that's exactly the spot he takes. So, um, yeah. So basically, the way that I've always said it is that he's always reminded me of Darcy Cameron from back in, I think it was the 22 season. He played in the forward half the majority of the time, because obviously since then he's been playing the defensive half when he's not doing the rucking. So yeah, no, I think that's probably the types of players that you're probably looking at when you're when you're trying to compare him and stuff. So yeah, obviously the clubs, obviously the clubs made the call into letting Cox go. So yeah, that's obviously an effort on their end to put all chips in on Steen this year. Whether if he succeeds or not, we'll obviously find out. But yeah, I think it's been pretty obvious that I've been a pretty big fan of this kid, and and you can only play so many games in the VFL before you sort of go, yeah, this kid just needs games before before anything else, because you can only get so good in the VFL. And
Yeah,
if the senior team itself can't get you an opportunity, well, that's like one thing. But yeah, I think we're kind of in a pretty good position where I feel like the team's looking really, really good, but there's also opportunities. So we're not like looking like a top four side that it's like this is our best 23 and it's settled. Like there's no changes. So there's still a few pieces to be moved around and stuff. So that's where you'll find your Steens. Even I thought Allen was pretty good today. I'm sure we'll touch on that.
yeah. We'll go
Uh,
through. We'll go through every player, man.
yeah,
Mate. We'll be here for hours, mate. Just as
yeah,
usual. No worries, mate. No hurry. Don't have to
yeah,
jam in all these information straight away. We'll get to it, mate. No worries
yeah.
about that.
Because again, like Allen's another one that's been in the same bracket to Finn. Like I've sort of harped on that for a fair bit in terms of like, yeah, let's not make sure we turn this guy into the next Finn, because Allen's definitely talented. Like we saw that today. Like we saw glimpses. And again, like I'm not expecting him to start in the middle, but like if we can just gradually build up his minutes, at least this season, going into next year, the year after, slowly build him up.
Hmm. Yeah,
Um,
as long as he's in the mix.
even yeah, so even so like a Jack Crisp, even so how Jack Crisp can like go in the midfield, even play as a bit of a tagger sort of role, even like the
Yeah,
selfless sort of teammate, like in the middle can I think that's probably his role this year. And I think with Crisp as well too, I think it's best we sort of like phase him out of the midfield, whether he plays halfback this season or whatever. We'll obviously find that out. But he's one that we know with Crisp he's pretty good, but like again we need to start transitioning the next sort of core group of players through, so that when you have your Crisps and your Pendlebury's and your Sideys and stuff, we're not like completely like stranded when it comes to like talent and stuff. And these guys, like, they have 10 to 15 games under their belts, and they're not like, we're not sort of trying to set them up to fail. They have their games, and they have a bit of experience in their back in. So
mm.
I've said it for a while now, but yeah, it's always it's surprising to me how surprised people are when once you back in some kids and you give them 20 games quickly, how much they develop out of those first like 20 games, and you're, oh damn, this kid's actually turning out to be alright. It's like, yeah, well,
Yeah. They
yeah,
have to go. They have to go through that time in the wilderness. Yeah, and with
yeah,
Steen, with talking about going back to Oscar Steen, he's got to have his time in the wilderness where you just throw him in there and you
mm,
give him a go, even if he has as a shocker he does something stupid. You got to give
yeah,
him that leeway, and after about 6 or 7 games, he'll learn so much, and he'll be better for it. And
yeah,
I really hope we give him that nice 6, 7 game stretch at the start. Have him helping out Darcy Cameron, and then pinch hitting up forward. And yeah, that's the only way you can do it, man. You just got to put him in there into the furnace, mate. And same with Allard, mate. Into the mix. Our, the way I envision our midfield mix and rotations, you've got the Dacos boys, Geordie, looks like Bo's going to be in there. Pendles, I noticed Pendles didn't even play in the back line as that quarterback style. So there's been a lot of talk that he was going to be in the back line, but this game it was midfield all the way. I don't know what you can never work out what they're going to do in the preseason, man. Come round zero, there'll be probably some surprises.
Especially as well, too, a lot of the structure was taken out of the squad. So I wonder if that was more of a structural move than a talent move. Because, I mean, like we have seen Pendles go forward, over the last couple of years, very, very small spurts. But yeah, I think that's a bit of a trying to think of the term. But I think that's more the exception to the rule rather than the rule itself. I think the fact we're having him as that quarterback at training and trying to set up the playoff halfback, I feel like that's more his role. But because when you look at the guys that we had out, and I know you touched on the Giants had the better, probably the more outs and stuff, but yeah, I wouldn't count out some of the guys we had missing because not only are they talented, but I think they're super integral to the structure of the side. So.
Yeah, I've got it up on the screen now. These are the players that didn't play this game. But I know that looks pretty formidable, but wait till you see the GWS one, man. But that's still, man, come on. Look at these names, yeah? Yeah. All right, look, Sean, I'm just going to, a couple of guys backstage, I'm just going to get them in.
Yep.
Mr. Benny Zero, how are you, pal?
Good, mate. How are you guys?
Very good, mate. And I'll get Chris Talbot in as well. Hello, Chris. How are you, man?
Hey, Mick. How are you going?
Very good, man. Very good. I'm sure you both watched the game.
Yeah.
Anything to add to our preamble there? What did you think of that hit out?
I've got to say something to Sean. I've got to say something. I'm convinced, mate. Steen, I'm on board.
Yeah, I've been saying it for a couple of years now. Yeah.
You have. You called it early, and I'm on board, mate. From the Pracky match, and today I'm on. Round zero.
Don't give him too much credit, man. He hasn't done shit yet, mate.
If there's any opportunities for my head to get bigger, I'll take it every time.
Yeah, and you've got to board the train at some station, and this is my station I'm on. Yeah. I'm on the train with you.
Yeah, no, I saw a VFL practice match about 2 years ago, I reckon, and he was just Darcy Cameron. It was there was a times where I literally thought, damn, do we have Darcy Cameron in our VFL practice match today? Because that's how good he was. Obviously, back then he was getting a ton of injuries and stuff, and he was trying to work through his body. But yeah, now that he's got all that fixed, he's also huge now. I was even watching him today, and just his body, when he rocked up, because we got him as an SSP, I sort of likened him to obviously if those that have watched Marvel, you got your Iron Man and you've got your Captain America's. He was Captain America before the super serum. Yeah. When he turned up, and then I just remember the next off season he just bulked up. I reckon he put on, I don't know, let's just say 5 kilos, and it's oh damn, okay, this kid is gone from looking like he's really skinny. You could bump him out of any contest to, okay, hey, we've got something to work with. I think he's put on probably another, I don't know, 8-10 kilos since then as well, and it just shows because he's just I think he's now in terms of the body he's got now, it's definitely AFL ready.
Yeah, yep, and he's got a leap on him, absolutely spectacular leap.
Yeah, and with that ultimate greatness prediction of Steen becoming the next Nick Natanui, if that comes good, we've always got his big prediction from 2 weeks ago of Swadling being the next Buckley. So
Is that 2 weeks ago? I could have sworn that was like yesterday. God, that goes fast.
Yeah.
No, I mean I still stand by it. Like as much as I can have a very out there take, and I don't mind my hot takes. I mean clearly, but like no, if I say it, I believe it. So
that's it, man. You stand by it, mate. It's good. All good,
absolutely.
man.
Like I did preface this by saying this. Like it's going to take time for Swaddling to sort of come good, but you watch the way he plays. Like he racks up the ball. He's got really strong hips, strong in the contest. I could probably see him have the talent wise of me being like sort of like a Perryman sort of early, because that's like sort of how he played through the champs and how he played through his like draft years. So if we get a bit of a Perryman early on, obviously that's a massive tick so far. But I can see him turning into a massive superstar. Because there's always a player or two where they get picked mid to late second, and you see him 5-6 years time, and it's like, how the hell was this kid not in the top 10, top 5, whatever? This screams like that sort of scenario. So no, the club's done well, and obviously with O'Brien, he deserves all the credit in the world because he's been incredible since he's been here.
Yeah. Look, do you guys think that we should have been more aggressive in the trades earlier this year? We should have got some sort of a tall back. Like, it's just so glaring that's what we're missing, man. And
I agree.
Like someone like I don't know what the reason is we didn't go for Blight from Richmond. It's not. I'm not saying he's a gun or anything, but
there's supposedly a story there. He won't fit in with us, if you know what I mean. I don't know the details, but there's a story there.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, if that's the case, you don't want someone like a potential like that. As Voidoy generation says, we saw a bit of Smith today, and he's going to be another Aiden Begg from the looks of it. But you never know, man. You never know.
Can I ask you a question?
In saying that as well too, like when it comes to Smith, we did get him at the cost of Aiden Begg. So, at the end of the day, like if you pay 20 cents, you sort of got to expect your 20 cents. So I mean, as much as I thought he started really well when he had his debut in the VFL. Like I thought he had a couple of games where he stood up, because it was also when Steen was injured as well, so he was actually carrying our ruck department. Also as well too, I think this needs to be mentioned as well. It's only like one practice match and it's only one game. I think we also need to keep in mind that the AFL season's a marathon; it's not a sprint. So as much as we're sitting here being like, Smith didn't have the best game, but also as well too, like sometimes it takes players a month, 6 weeks to get some like momentum, and once the momentum carries forward, that's when you can get a bit of form together, and you start to build. So at the end of the day, like we'll sort of see where that turns out. I mean, I've already got a couple of names on my list that I reckon that if they went to be at the club next season, I wouldn't be surprised at all. But at the end of the day, that's just the that's obviously the the business that we're in. So not every player's going to have a 15-year career and turn out like Penderbury, right? So
all right. Go, Chris.
I was wondering, Sean, is there any chance in the mid-season draft we could get like a defender?
Oh, it's probably too early to talk about options for the mid-season draft. I mean, I will say this: we need to have an injury before we have a list spot open, because we've got no list spots. So I did say this a few weeks ago, and someone, I won't name the exact person who, tried to claim as if I was like, insinuating that I wanted a player to get injured. So, which I think is pretty common sense. Like, no one wants injuries on any players. But yeah, if we are to get a pick in the mid-season draft, someone needs to go on to the long-term injury list. If that happens, obviously it opens up an opportunity. But yeah, at the moment we've got no spots available. So yeah, someone would need to have an ACL or, which you don't wish that on anyone. The fact I've got to even mention that is so stupid in my opinion. But yeah, but that's the path we've got to go down, and I think it's going to be at least 12 weeks, a 12-week injury. So
yeah. Well, look. You don't want to be. I don't want to be a doomsday type of person, but it's inevitable. At least one player on the list is going to do something that's going to take him out for the season. It just every club.
Yeah.
It happens at every club. You just hope it's obviously. You hope it's not like one of our guns, but
yeah,
someone will have that unfortunate fate. It's just it's inevitable, man.
yeah. Well, I
Someone
think
will cop
last
a
year, yeah.
yeah.
Sorry, but yeah, last year we had Reef. Reef obviously did his ACL round 2, whatever round it was. So obviously that then opened up a spot, and then Harrison re-injured himself as well too. So that opened up another spot as well. So this year, last season we actually went in with no the spots going to the mid-season draft. So again, is there a way we can get a few mid-season picks? Absolutely, but the way we get there is probably a way most supporters won't want it to happen, because that means someone's got to go down with an ACL, or I think it's at least a 12-week injury. So no one wants that, for any player. But again, like with the sport and how much it impacts the body and all this stuff, I think we can be mature adults and understand that there is a possibility of that happening, but obviously, again, not wishing harm on any player, because that's just dumb and stupid.
Yeah, of course. All right, so that's the squad that played today. It's up on the screen at the moment. My thinking before, as always, my streams, they're not very planned or structured, but I had a plan in my head. I'll just put the squad up and we'll just go through some of the individual players and how they went today. So we'll just start from the start there. Geordie was very busy, was probably our best midfielder in that first half there. And that's what it looks like. It looks like he's going to be in the guts, man, from round 0 onwards, and that's a tantalising prospect. We've been waiting for this for many years, and he's probably had the first time he's had a full preseason without any distractions, no bullshit controversy. He's a family man now. Has he had his kid yet?
Yeah, he's had his kid.
He would have, yeah? Yeah?
Oh,
So
wait,
he's
are we talking about Jordan De Goey?
Yeah.
Yeah, De Goey's definitely had his kid.
Yeah, so he's a family man now. Just the closest thing to him partying now is just probably sitting around with his mates talking about the glory days of going out and partying. But that's in the past now. He's just going to be concentrating on his footy, and touch wood. We know he's injury prone. But if we know if he can have a full season at it, fucking look out, mate. Because everyone talks about us, Nick Dacos, but mate, if Geordie's on fire, he's in the top echelon of midfielders in the league, mate.
Yeah.
And he's at a good age, and fingers crossed, man, because he can blow games apart when he's on song.
I also feel like when it comes to De Goey, I feel like he cops it as well. Like from especially opposition fans, because he's essentially, according to opposition fans, he's basically our Jake Stringer. Like people want to treat him like he's Jake Stringer.
Yeah.
So that's also another level of that as well too. And obviously we know he's far better than that, but that comes down to obviously action and him improving and things like that. So but I mean, obviously we are, especially from the 23 prelim, like we know how good he can be. So you just want that throughout the whole season, and Yeah, I mean, the other thing I'd want to see as well is that if his body's not handling it properly, like just swing him like up forward, like have him as a not full time forward, but yeah, just play him 80-20 forward. You know, if his body's not right, like
Even
there's
60-40 if we need. Better to have him out there and busting and
absolutely.
just like taking off than not. So yeah, have him and Bo sort of rotate with each other, whatever.
Especially when you have someone like a Hill out, like throwing a Degoe forward when you can put midfield minutes into Allen or Anderson or whoever. You know, that's again. I think the first half of the season, it's hard to say if we will do it, but the first half of the season is all about developing and making sure you put like the minutes into the legs of the players that are going to be more the future, and then once the second half kicks in. Hopefully you have a record of over 500, which is an NBA term for those who don't know. But if we can have more wins than losses, that's when you can go into the second half of the season and then you win. If it's out of like say 12 games, you win 8 games out of the 12. It sets you up pretty well going into finals, and then you got like a good run going into.
Yeah, I've always looked at it like that with seasons. It's never worried me if we're up and down for the first half of the year because all you need to do is just to be thereabouts and be fucking firing at the tail end of the year. And that's what Brisbane did the last 2 or 3 years. You just got to be thereabouts and then just and I thought, like last season, in that last game, that against the last 2 games against Adelaide and Melbourne, and then that first final against Adelaide, I thought, oh, this is grouse. We've fucking hit peak form right at the end. And that's what's got to happen. Even last season, we weren't even that far. A lot of people have looked back on last season and think, oh, we shit the bed already or something like that. But we weren't that far away, man. A few little lucky things that could have happened in that prelim, and things are different. But anyway, we're talking about
I
this.
find that hilarious though. Like how have we essentially shut the bed when everyone going into this season? Because I mean the narrative we had this year compared to last season wasn't any different. I feel like the majority of the narrative was the fact that we were going to miss finals, like our rebuild was going to start 12 months ago. Like, again, it's. I mean, you could maybe critique like when you're in the moment, you're in the moment and stuff. And if you're in a prelim, you might as well give it your best shot, obviously. But I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of people, they just have their expectations out of check a lot of the times, and it's just Again, it's like you have, I don't know, you certain media reporters start the season. It's like, oh, I reckon this team's going to be 12th or whatever. And, they're going to miss out. They're going to do this. They're going to completely fade away, or they're going to go into a rebuild. And then we make a prelim, and then when it comes to end of season results, it's like, oh, I guess it's like a 6 out of 10, I guess. It's like, well, how is it a 6 out of 10 when you thought we were going to finish 12th? And we were what, I know it blew out in the last few minutes of the prelim and stuff, but and I don't know what the number was, but I think we were 2-3 goals down at like halftime, whatever the stat was. To be that close of like a grand final and all that stuff. I don't know. I just sort of laugh at those things because it's just like, how can you say that expectations are going in, then we make a prelim, so we're effectively either the 3rd or 4th best team in the comp. But then we don't get like a passing grade out of some of these reporters. Like it makes no sense.
And the knives are out this preseason as well, mate. They've all come out. We're going to be shit, blah, 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 blah. They change their minds. And as the rounds progress at the start of the year, like David King, I like him sometimes, but he changes his mind every week. Every week he's got a new premiership favourite. He was talking up Carlton when they won last season, when they won 2 or 3 in a row, when they beat Geelong. Oh, Carlton, blah, 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 blah. Then they shit the bed after that, and then he's gone on to another team, and it's just for clicks, mate. They jump on, they get but when it's us, they'll jump on when they want to get their clicks, and they know all the Collingwood supporters are going to come out and read their articles and click on their little YouTube shorts. Yeah.
Yeah. Or they say something that's absolutely terrible, and then we have, people putting comments in their thing, and then you've got other people being like, "Oh, well, obviously the media reporter has won because you've obviously bid onto their comment when their comment was like, Harry Perriman shouldn't even be on the Collingwood list because he shouldn't be on an AFL list, period."
Yeah.
Like, it's like, obviously we're
what a
going to fight because like that's such a dumb comment and it needs to be called out. You know, you can't win either way.
Look, going into, I don't look right at this moment. If you ask me right now, all right, if you said we're going to finish 10th, this year, but having said that, all the young kids get a nice run at it and they show some potential, knowing that next season we've got plenty of cap space and we can get a big gun like a Butters or a King, whoever we snap up. I'd be content with that. I'd be content with a gap year if we get enough games into the kids and they show potential, and we can pick up, because we need to pick up a big gun next season with the Tasmania team coming in and getting all the picks. So we'll need to top up with a Butters or a fucking a King or someone like that. This year I'm not going to worry too much. Look, I'll worry if we finish bottom form and we're absolutely putrid. For sure, I'm going to worry. But yeah.
I will just say quickly as well. I'm not sure if I agree with the narrative that like. Because I think if we're finishing 10th, 12th, like in those like positions, I don't think I think we probably do get a Butters that probably turns his head away. I feel like if you're going to get a Butters, like you still need to be. I don't know if you get it if you finish like 6th and stuff, but I feel like you've got to be pretty darn close to like prelim territory to even like entertain a player like that. Because if Butters is leaving Port Adelaide. And we could speculate like that whole situation stuff, but on the surface, it seems like he's happy enough. It's not like he's wanting to, throw a grenade on the joint and just leave. Like it seems like he's pretty happy there. Obviously, when it comes to the end of the season, he'll probably leave, but I don't think it's a thing of like he's gonna completely, trying to think of a word, like he's not going to destroy his reputation at Port Adelaide if that's the difference between him leaving or not.
Yeah.
I just don't sort of like get that feeling, but yeah, I think if he's going to go to a club, the club needs to show that like there's like success on the horizon, and if you're finishing 10th or 12th, I just don't think that's a.
So you reckon if we finish 10th or 12th, Butters won't want to come?
No, because at the end of the day, he'd probably want to win flags, and it could be one of those seasons where it's a one-off, and we've shown that we tend to have one of those seasons once every like 6 years or so. But
the flip side to that is he's played with Nick Dacos now, and he knows if I spend 5 years with him, what we can build as a midfield and a team we can build around us. You can do anything. So there's that sort of flip side of that coin too.
Yeah. Hey guys, I've got the man, the myth, the legend backstage. I'm going to get him on, Mr. Manny Costo. What's going on, pal?
Yes, for buddy, what are you smoking?
What am I smoking? Fucking Manchester Lights. They're my smokes, man.
Fuck yeah, now. How are you boys? All right, Benny, Sean, Chris.
Hey, Manny.
Hey, Manny.
What's going on there? What happened today?
Today, mate, it was just a hit out in the fucking hot sun.
Just a little hit out. Yeah, totally different team there. Nothing to worry about. Totally different team there. You know what I mean? No Nick out there, no Josh out there. The ball users weren't out there. Just the corridor was wide open. The system, you could tell we didn't have that grid. You know that grid we got when we're full squads out there. They all know they all know their system. They all know the system. When you put the young players in there, they get a bit lost. You know what I mean? And the ground opens up. But don't worry, there we'll be fine.
Yeah. What's your honest?
Cockroach Cochrane there, not bad fucking cockroach. See him?
Yeah, he's a big boy now, huh?
Yeah,
I had a
cockroach
good
Cochrane.
look at him like real close up, and he's looking nice and solid, mate. Just he should debut this year because obviously with in defence, man, with Howie and Moore, you don't know what the fuck's going on back there. He'll definitely get his opportunity.
Well, I don't know what's going to happen with Howard. He's breaking down. Right, he's finished, I reckon. Then you've got Darcy Moore. Darcy Moore's doing fucking commercials left, right, and centre. I don't know what he's up to. But then if you can get Cochrane in there, Reef's not going to cut it. Reef's a failed forward. I don't think he's going to cut it. He might do a bit of spoiling or something. He's a third stringer. But don't worry, we should be all right. We'll see. We don't know what's going to happen yet. We have to wait till five rounds into the season. See how we go. If we can get if we can get it out of the middle, right, and protect our defence, our back 50, we should be all right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
What about Angry there? Angry Anderson there in the middle there. What a tackle! Did I tell you that? I've seen him play at fucking SNFL there in Adelaide because there's not much crowd there. Right, I've seen him put on some tackles there, and you can hear bones rattling from the fucking seats there. You can just hear him rattling.
Yeah. He's going to be a fan favourite, mate. As I was saying before, mate, that's the first thing I saw as soon as I got to the ground halfway through the first quarter, that tackle he did. And I'm like, who's this kid, man? And like everyone's like, it's Angry, mate, you know?
He's also kind of got he's actually kind of got the Nathan Murphy courage as well. You know, like so he plays similar to like a Tom Mitchell where he sort of gets in and under, but then he's willing to, you know, even if he's like jumping at the ball, like taking a high flying mark and stuff, you know, if there's any contact coming his way, he's definitely not scared of it. Like to have that, you know, Nathan Murphy courage, but also that sort of inside ball, sort of like mentality. Like, I think we've been. I don't know if you want to call it luck and stuff, but the fact that we've picked up a kid like that, that's in terms of players that we needed, like that sort of makes me sort of go, well, we didn't really need a kid we didn't need a player in the trade period because this kid right here, that's the player that we were looking for in the trade period. So if effectively we got him for whatever it was, pick 680 or whatever it was, probably like 65 or something, But yeah, the fact that we got him super cheap, like, yeah, it's far better than getting that North Melbourne guy for 2 first-round picks or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So Sean, that's a difference, Sean. When you pick up kids from the Sandfield, right, and they're hungry to get a spot in the AFL, they come in hungry. You can see when they come in, they're angry and they're hungry. They want to prove a point. If you some number one draft picks and that. They know they're just going to make it, so that they don't come in there and perform that well. But when you get hungry players, if you can get 3 hungry players in there, they want to prove a point. It'll be fine. We're laughing. Houston, I was looking out for Houston. I was watching Houston to see what's going on. Right, he's not doing too much. I thought he'd be doing better, but the problem was there was no open targets because the players weren't spreading enough. There weren't open targets. You know, we'll wait till we get back on MCG and see what fucking he does.
Yeah, I found it really interesting in the off-season. I found it really interesting for the VFL as well that for those that don't know, and I can't remember the exact number, but like we got about 3 or 4 Sandful guys like in like on the VFL list. I found that pretty interesting because over the years we normally don't like. I don't think we've had too many Sandful guys. So the fact that you know, and I mean, I guess we've always drafted from like you know. From Adelaide and stuff like that. So it's not necessarily like we're not strangers to that state when it comes to picking up talent for our senior list. But I just found it really interesting that there was like 4 Sandford guys. I think it was 4 that came over and this playing for the VFL. So I'm hoping that's a bit of a trend because the Sandford has been a really good competition. For those that aren't aware. I don't even think VFL would even be in the top 3 best comps in the league around Australia.
Yes, I'd say Sandford is definitely number 2, then probably Waffle, and then
Yeah,
you know what Sanford's fucking, you know what Sanford's fucking, Sanford's the harder league is because I think there's only 8 teams in the Sanford. I don't know how many teams are in Melbourne. I think there's a lot more in the Sanford. There's only 8 teams. So all the players that get in there, they want to hold their spot. That's why they play like animals, most of them.
Yeah.
And the,
You know the positive, though. The biggest positive for me today to see him out there was McCreary. For him to get over that foot issue and for him to play good footy today, we're laughing because I thought it'd be out to round 5 or something. That's a major bonus.
Exactly. Yeah.
I was really scared for Bo, to be honest. Like, I thought that was one of the players I was just like, just don't get injured. Just because, especially when it's a foot injury, those things can be real pricks when it comes to healing up. It doesn't take much, like, you know, especially with like a foot, like it takes so little just to have that injured again. And then when you're out for another like 6 weeks. Like, no, that also, to me, especially because of the history that we've had under Fly, like that sort of like, you know, the fact that he's had the tendency to sort of play guys that aren't completely 100%. So, but no, I was very pleased. Even though Bo only had like half the game, I was very pleased with Bo's output today.
Yeah. I saw also McStay. I'm telling you, McStay's been spoken to. McStay got spoken to, and they've told him, you better get out there this year and perform, because the way he was coming out to the footy today, there was a couple of times when he comes steaming out, right, and he took the chest mark. That's what you want from McStay. So I reckon he's been put on notice. Right, lift, right, and get out there and do your job. Because he was not bad today at the start.
Yeah. I think it's also just the fact that he's also staying in the forward line too. I think that's also a big component, is the fact that he's not choppy and changing. He's not going in the ruck. He's not going down back. Like, the fact that we're making him as like one of the main targets. Like for me personally, I'd rather Buller as the main target just because he's taller, probably more physical presence. But I mean, McStay can do that job too, obviously. But no, I was very happy with that too, because again, having, as much as I've loved Checkers over the years, but yeah, I think structurally Checkers has made us too small as a forward line. So now that we've got McStay who's 195 centimeters and then Buller's like 199, like from a structural point of view, that just makes us so much more taller, so much more intimidating. It then also opens up where if we bomb it in long, we've also got half a decent chance, but before we had no chance. So yeah.
All right, gents, I'm going to get Boomer in. Boomer from the Grampians.
Boomer.
Hey, how are you, Boomer?
Hey, can you hear me, guys?
Yeah. How are you, pal?
Hey, mate.
No,
I can hear you.
Are you there, Robbo?
I turn on the TV and have a look, and it's midday in fucking Melbourne. Hot day here, about 30-odd degrees, and they're all wearing black. I thought, what the fuck? Jesus Christ. No wonder these guys are asking for our fucking pension money. They're trying to kill us all early. That was just dumb. Black tops, mate. You ever got into a black car in summer? You took your seats. We know it's Australia. Like, what were they thinking? I was expecting black and white tops with a white back at least. And then I see that, it's like, holy shit, we're going to be fucked. But then so are they. Anyway, how are we all? I'm pretty happy with what I saw today.
Very good,
really
man.
Happy about what finally we're giving the young guys some shit to run about. But hey, I've got a little bit of stuff, and it comes from a certain guy who might have been Texan, but he was saying, you know how Fly's got the Fly style, and then always be the best version of yourself. Well, apparently with the younger players, when they go out there and they be the best version of themselves, unless that, what's the word, instinctively fits into the play style and the system, that's what makes it hard and puts pressure on the younger guys. And I remember Coxie was saying stuff to that effect probably 2 years ago. And I've been thinking today, those young guys didn't really give a fuck and they seem to play well. Like, you notice Bo, and because as Sean just said, with what's his name, Checker's gone, it's like they're not overlapping now. McStay's got a bit more freedom. So's Bo. And your boy Angry, he looked fucking good too. Yeah. So anyway, overall, I've had eye surgery, so I'm cherry, nice and cherry for the upcoming season, guys. Hope you all are too.
We are, mate. We are. Can't wait, man. Can't wait till things start happening and we can really talk about stuff. Right now, it's all just speculation, really. we can say he's going to be good, he's going to be shit, whatever. But we don't know shit until the real stuff starts.
Yep.
Yeah. Imagine, though, if you did get injured in one of these games, everyone would want to kill you. You know what I mean? Like, it's bruise-free footy, but it gives the young guys a bit of a chance to get out there and have a kick. And I tell you what, DeGoey, that's probably the best I reckon I've seen him since that season he got suspended for the West Coast guy. Remember, he was having that really good season about, when was that, 23 or 24?
Yeah.
And then he thumped that West Coast guy and got himself suspended. And it seemed to put him off his tucker. But yeah, DeGoey, he's looking, whoa, if we have him doing a bit of swapperoos up and down, playing upfield and midfield, that'll be fucking great. Him and Bo doing that sort of half forwarding. Because we've got to bolster our forward line, dude. Our back line today was basically Maynard. Apart from Maynard, most of our back line was gone. And you know we really fucking missed, and no one's pointed this out, Wainer. His decision-making off half-back is probably one of our essential game plans. When that fails, we fail. So I think IQ, that's something that you don't notice it when it's not there. But yeah, IQ coming back. But when you look at our back line, that's going to fix itself. We don't know how good or bad it is. But we've still got that instance of who's going to kick goals. And today, I saw a couple of really good run goals. I'm feeling a bit better now.
And what's everyone thinking about this Buller kid? Like before this game, everyone was really excited about him. He had a quiet one, but at the ground, I was right up against the fence, and I made sure to sit where we were kicking in that third quarter. And he's got to be one of the loudest on-field presences. Like, he doesn't stop, mate. I can imagine being his mate. It's like, shut the fuck up, man. He doesn't stop. And he's got this real raspy fucking gravelly voice as well. And like, you could hear, like, Jamie was talking a lot as well, but Buller was talking the most. And he had a quiet one, but I thought, you know what? For someone that talks that much, like, he's constantly, telling, like, when a player's trying to kicking it into the he's screaming at the kicker, kick it here, and he's telling Westy where to lead and stuff like that. It's a good sign. Like, he probably would have had a better game with, the Dacos brothers fucking hitting him on the chest. I'm his quiet game. I'm pretty happy with him.
He is what he is, bro. He is what he is. He come over. He only kicked 9 goals in 11 games. So when he come over, that was his output. 9 goals in 11 games. He kicked at Sydney. So he's got to go out there. He's got to go out there and change the narrative. But he's a monster, right? He tries his hardest. He's a monster. If we can get the ball on his chest, get the ball on his chest, right? Get him to kick a few goals, he'll be fine. I think he's still young, isn't he?
Yeah, he's only like 25 or something at the most.
Yeah,
I think he's younger than that. I think he's 22 or something. Is he?
Nah, because he was a mid-season draftee and he was a mature recruit then.
As long as he's bringing the ball down, as long as he's bringing that ball down, right? He takes out a few defenders. We're laughing. What else are you going to? At least he's vocal on the field. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll look it up.
What else?
24.
Maynard. Braden Maynard.
Maynard, mate. What a bull there. What a bull. It doesn't stop, mate. What a bull.
Yeah. I just hope we don't have to play him as a makeshift tall defender like today. He just doesn't look. He's not that, man. He's not that. He's your mid-sized defender that fucking tackles hard and gives you some run out of defence, and he'll have another good season. You just know he.
Mate, I'll be throwing Bruzzy through the midfield as well, mate. Want to just pull someone back and throw Bruzzy in the midfield to do a bit of crash and bash. You know what I mean? Get something else in the middle. Throw Bruzzy in there. If he doesn't get the ball, he's going to get ferocious. You need people in there that's ferocious. You know what I mean?
Look, there's been times in the past where we've put him in there, like against Patrick Cripps. He's done a job.
Exactly. I. He hates to lose there. You can see there was an occasion today where something happened. I forgot whether he kicked the ball and it got smothered or something happened, right? And he hates to lose, and he started chasing this bloke down, mate. Just wanted to grab him, right? You could just tell it. He gives 100% effort, that bloke, mate. You can't knock him.
Yeah.
Also, as well, when it comes to Buller at Sydney, he kicked 10 goals in his last 7 games, and there was only one game where he kicked 0 goals.
So who was missing? You got to see who was missing out of the team today, right? And it was a completely different fucking team. We're missing that many players. Who were missing? Lipinski, Moore, Nick
Basically the
Dacos.
whole back line out of mate.
The whole back line. We're missing Lipinski. We're missing fucking the runners. We're missing fucking Josh. We're missing Nick Dacos. We're missing fucking everyone.
Yeah, it's up on the screen now. That's all the players missing.
Oh,
but I'll tell you what, more, man. They had better players missing, I'm telling you, mate.
Yeah, they had a few missing as well, don't they? Yeah, they had a few missing.
Yeah.
Oliver tickled my fancy a little bit. He done all right today, Oliver. Clayton Oliver, didn't he?
Yeah, I definitely wanted him in the trade period.
I thought maybe he looked good in the black today. But I was thinking about it when he was playing. I said, "Oh, he looks all right, Oliver."
Yeah. I mean, look who they had missing, man. I've got it up on the screen now. That's ridiculous, man. Fuck. And going into the game, yeah, that's ridiculous, man. Fuck. So it wasn't really a game where you can say,
exactly.
You don't know because both teams had so many fucking players missing. It wasn't
system on system. Put it that way. It wasn't system on system because the other young players don't know the system that well. So it was more of a, you know what it was? It was more of an opportunity for the young players to get out there, right? Get a bit of experience, feel the big bodies, and it was a bit of a hit out. That's all it was, like a training drill, sort of like a training, like a scratch match sort of thing.
Yeah. With Buller, did he kick a bag against us last year? I know every tall forward that we came up against last year. Yeah.
Everyone does, bro.
It's unbelievable. They must lick their lips when they play us, man, the tall forwards.
Yeah, for some reason, when our defensive 50 just opens up, always for one forward, whether it's Logan Morris, whether it's fucking Voss from Fremantle, right? They just absolutely tear us to shred. No cover, no cutting the leading lanes off, no cover, no coming out over the top to help support. That's why we missed Murphy. If Murphy was playing, he would have cut out all those fucking leads. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But maybe Cochrane, Cochrane might do a bit of that. You never know, mate.
Yeah. Who else from today?
A few more counts to see, but yeah, he did have a bit of a crack required. I think he doesn't understand the system yet, though.
Yeah,
exactly.
I thought Harry showed some nice signs. Harry DiMattia.
Harry DiMattia.
Yeah,
you liked him today.
Yeah, like I didn't think he had this amazing game, but I thought he did some nice things in terms of the pecking order, and I think he's gone up a few spots. But I mean, I had him as like one of our probably worst players going into this year. So you know, when you go from a 3 out of 10 to a 4 out of 10, it's not saying much. But I thought for the day that he had, I thought he was pretty crafty. You know, being around that sort of half forward area.
That's the thing, but
don't speak much, but
in the future,
you know still invested. I could tell Jamie Elliott. He was still the normal Jamie Elliott again. Invested, running, chasing people, trying to chase people down. The same Jamie. So that's not too bad. He's still there.
Yeah, Jamie's going to kick at least 35. You know, this year. You just know. Hopefully. He's an evergreen, mate. Even today, he got tackled and fucking smashed into the ground. He got up like it was nothing, mate.
You know what else I was thinking today? Sorry to cut you up, boys. You know what else I was thinking? When Steen was going up for the ruck work and he was jumping up high and he was doing those taps, I thought to myself, you know what? Maybe he's a better ruck and tap ruckman than fucking Cameron. Right, and I was thinking about it. I was looking at Steen. I thought, you know what? He's a good tap rugby, that bloke. He gets up high and he taps wildly.
That's what I was
Cameron, because Cameron refuses to get off the ground. But when I was looking at Steen, I thought, all right, he reminds me a bit of a Cox type.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, mate. I actually we're on the same page there, Matty. I kind of saw that
Yeah.
too. Thought, hang on, DC did touch up Max Gawn for the start of the other game, the State of Origin, but then Gawny won the day. And I was watching it today. I reckon you're on. I'm agreeing there, Matty. I reckon both of our rucks. There's not really a number one ruckman at this stage. We'll wait and see in the heat of the moment, in the heat of battle. But I reckon you're onto it too. I'm backing you on that. I'm with you in that camp.
And I agree with
He proved himself in a grand final and last year, and he also taps with both hands. I'm talking about DC, sorry.
Yeah, and DC is a great defensive mark. He can go back and bolster the defence.
Yeah,
so
that's
a big
can do that.
Okay. He probably can too, yeah, but we can trust DC. Anyway, DC, and that's a good thing. It's a good thing to have if it's a problem.
Put it this way. You know what we know for sure? This is what we know for sure. We know, right, that Steen can come in now against an AFL side and he can match it at least with fucking an AFL side. So if something happens, at least we know if Steenie comes in, we're not going to be worried that he's going to get monstered. He held his own today, so I'm proud of him.
Yeah.
And I agree with Matty too. Like, it looks like we made a good decision getting rid of Cox and keeping Steen. I think it was a good decision.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, all right, the jury's still out. All right, we like this kid. He's showing good signs. But as Anthony Cass said in the chat just before, has greatness creamed his jocks over Steen yet?
I can neither confirm nor deny the rumors.
I'll tell you what, look. Earlier when we started the stream, it was just me and Sean, and we were saying Steen just needs to give him the first half of the year just to play every fucking game, and he's got to be forgiven if he plays it. If he has fucking shockers, if he does dumb things, we just got to fucking accept it and just let him get games into the kid. And if he does okay in the first half, fucking keep him in there for the rest of the year. But you just got to put him in there and just fucking throw him into the wilderness, let him learn the hard way, and he'll have DC next to him, and he should be all right, man. I hope they really back the kid in because I saw very good signs today, and
especially as well because you have the DC there, like you can slowly, gradually like increase his like percentages in terms of the minutes. So like whether if you start him at like say 20%, 20% can easily become 50% in the second half. So, and I think because with DC as well too, he's probably going to need some support at some point. But I think if you just throw someone like a Steen in the deep end, that's probably not the best call. Probably going into that, but if you can slowly build him up and like put him in a position to succeed, I feel like you're going to be in a far better position that way than you are if you just like, all right, let's do like a 40-60 split or a 50-50 split, because at the end of the day, Steen hasn't played a senior game of football, so I think easing him in, that's just going to make it easier for his transition. And you just want these guys to succeed. So if that means that you got to hold them back a little bit, as long as he's getting AFL games at the end of the day, that's all that matters. And if we get to halfway and he's, played 10, 12, 15 games, whichever it is, that's when he can sort of build off that, and he can sort of, hopefully turn into a career, and and he can actually make something of it. Because I think it's been no surprise. I've been on the Steen train for a while now, so he just needs to be backed in, but also be sensible with his like the process of it too. Don't just like chuck him in the deep end.
I reckon chuck him in the deep end, man. Like, look, he'll play.
Void generation is on the money there, guys. Steen looks good because he could be a better pinch hit forward option than the others, whereas DC is you go in and bolster the back line. So depending on what game conditions require, that's how you use them both. That's fucking good strategy, mate. Well spotted, Void.
And he also kicks straight too. Like for a ruckman, I think he's very underrated with these kicks for goal. God, what's his name? kind of like Darren Jolly. Whenever he would get a mark and he would be like 40 meters out, he just wouldn't miss. If we can get that out of Steen, that'd be fantastic. But anytime I've seen him in the VFL and he's had a set shot, I'm struggling to think of any time he's actually missed. So that's, it's always a good sign that.
Look, I reckon he'll definitely, as Mallow says in the chat, I reckon he'll definitely play opening round because St Kilda's going to play TDK and Marshall, and DC's going to be have his work cut out going against them. So, Pies, Anthony Cass has this question for us: has Jacob Ryan been spoken about? What's his out of 10 today?
Very, very up and down today.
Yeah,
like
I noticed
4 maximum, 4 out of 10 maximum. He was getting lost. Fucking he's not up.
Very generous today.
Malaka Anthony said it a couple of weeks ago. I heard him say it. He said something about at training. He was watching him at training. He said in one of his videos that he's not quite sure if it was Anthony. I think it was Anthony. He's not quite sure if Ryan's going to make it or not. That's what I heard him say. I think it was Anthony.
Yeah, he was one going into this season. I was like having massive questions about, and I think as well too when you're playing halfback, it's not necessarily the like hardest role either. Obviously, like there is difficulty with really any role at AFL level, but when you're playing halfback, that's where that's sort of where you put your like like if you have your options, like it's like your poor man's options. Like if you have a half forward, that's like if you want a midfielder, but you want the midfielder to kick goals eventually, you put him a half forward, so he sort of does a bit of both, plays a bit of midfield, plays a bit of forward. You put him a half back, you want him to have some like defensive skills, so he's around the back line. But if he's also getting 25, 30 touches, then damn, okay, maybe there's some potential to play midfield as well. So, I just don't think he's doing enough at this stage, to be honest.
Yeah, no overlap running, no handball receives, no overlap running. You know what Quainer does? Quainer gives a handball, that runs past, receives the handball. He needs to do more overlap running. And fucking say, I don't know, man. I don't know.
And it's so easy to find a replacement in the draft, like so.
How long has he been on the list for?
He was the same year as Alan. He's definitely been on there like far too long. Or not
probably
too long.
Alan's 5th year now.
Yeah.
Alan was not bad today. Alan was not bad. Kicked a nice goal. He was not too bad.
Yeah, Alan I thought was very good. Again, another one of my guys, but yeah, he's
could be a breakout season.
I'm hoping so because I think like the Jack Crisp, I think if he has a similar role to him, that's probably the way to go. Someone that has like a bit of leg speed, probably plays more on the outside. Like we know he's got a bit of a body now, so he can even play a little bit of inside if he needs to. But yeah, just having the ball on the outside, you get it in his hands and you watch him run. There's not many players in the league that can catch him. So yeah, if you play to your strengths, I think there's a lot of advantages putting him in the midfield.
Don't all fucking doom and gloom, boy. Tonight. Go, bro. Go, you go, bro.
I messaged Anthony at quarter time saying, geez, Ed Allen and Dematia's disposal can just get effed because it was doing my head in because Ed Allen busts his balls and then just doesn't finish it cleanly. And then after that, he turned it on and he was far more impressive. He kicked 2 goals. Still, like a few times, he goes a bit over the head of our forwards leading and kind of blasts it a bit. And a few times he'll sort of spray a handball, meter either left or right to our players, and they have to sort of change gate. But like this is a practice match, and he can improve on that. So I'm a little bit excited about him now. I went from quarter time hating his guts just because of his poor disposal to really being like, wow, no, he's got some real burst away. Like Jordan De Goey in the making, even a bit of Paddy Dangerfield in the making, the way he moves.
Yeah. Was he the one that was where he had the ball on the wing and then he kicked into like the center of the ground and he turned it over because he completely screwed the kick?
That was someone else. Yeah, he was on the left side of the broadcast.
It was either him or Anderson. I know it was like a tallish midfielder. It could have been Anderson then if it's not Allen. But yeah, no, that kick definitely gave me the shits for sure. Because yeah, you just, especially when you had numbers around the ball and stuff, just to kick in basically into the corridor and miss the kick, and then when you miss the kick, it landed the lap of two Giants players. That's not. It wasn't Anderson. Okay, it was definitely. It was obviously somebody.
You know who else was not bad. I saw him put on a couple of spoils in the back 50. I didn't mind him too much. If we get desperate and we need him, I reckon he might be able to do a job. I reckon Ilary Smith, he might be able to do something in the back 50 there. I saw him because he's tall. I saw him put on a couple of spoils and get the ball out of the area. I didn't think he was too bad today.
Yeah, he's your Frampton replacement. If Frampton goes down, he's the desperate choice. Unless you throw McStay back there, you know.
That's the crime at the bottom of the barrel, boys. We're in deep shit if we need him.
Yeah.
That's the thing, man. That's the beauty. The beauty of this situation is this year we'll definitely see what the youngsters are made of, because you just know that we'll have to throw some of these guys in and throw them into the cauldron and see what they're made of, and we'll know by the end of the year. We'll know about Smith, and we'll know if McInnes is back good, or we'll know about these Cochrane, you know. And you got to a lot of us have to like go back in time and just look at the start of the years of years in the past, and you think of players that you never thought much about in the preseason. Come the end of the year, and you're thinking, "Fuck, look at this kid, man!" Like your Ned Longs and your players like that, you know, that just come out of nowhere. Even McCreary,
2010 was one of the biggest years like that, wasn't it? By the end of the year, all the old guys were gone.
Yeah, it's also when you're playing on a paddock there in the fucking oval, and there's not much crowd there. They don't play as well. But if you put them in front of 90,000 people, right, it's a proper game for points, right? They lift about 10%. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Did I see Reef McInnes have a run today, or was I seeing things?
No, he didn't have a run
today.
He didn't. Oh, it must have been someone else. No. Harvey Harrison had a run. Looked okay.
Yeah. How good's to have him back?
Who?
Harvey Harrison. How good is to have him back?
Oh yeah,
we need him, mate.
Yeah,
we need him
awesome.
because you know what happens if you know what showed me today. Showed me today if we get a few injuries from our senior players or our top-notch players, if we get a couple injuries, we're going to bottom out, because as we saw today, if we have to bring in 4 or 5 kids and we've got injuries, it's not going to cut it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Can we see Ed Allen taking over the Ned Long spot for this year?
Nah, we need Long there. Long's a bull there. We need Longy, mate. I'm telling you, Longy's an extractor. I reckon. I got a feeling. This is Longy's going to be playing good footy this year. I can just see it. I reckon. It's his second year in the system. It's his second year, isn't it, or third? Second.
In our system. I mean, it kind of depends if you want to count the Hawthorn years as well. But in terms of playing the midfield role full time, this would be your second year.
So in our system, I reckon our second year, like Schultzy, right? In our system, I reckon he's going to be an absolute bull. He's put on some real size, mate. He's put on real size. He looks like a monster.
Who?
What's his name? Longy.
Oh,
Ned.
Well, he's put on even more fucking bulk.
Huh?
He's put on even more bulk, Longy, you're saying?
Yeah, he's put on heaps of size. But I saw him do a podcast with Tom Mitchell, and he was talking about all his deficiencies. He was talking about his kicking. He's trying to improve his kicking. So his job is, hey, buddy, you don't worry about kicking the ball. You just extract the ball and give the ball off to Nick and Josh running on the side through the midfield, and get Josh and Nick to be the ball users. All he has to do is get that ball out and put pressure on.
Yeah. Yeah, Ned Logg's a fucking smart kid, mate. He's one of those fucking blue bloods from the eastern suburbs that fucking went to university and shit. Who else? Who else from today? Will Hayes. Look, I liked him.
Steele. I thought Steele was really good today.
Yeah.
Again, I think he's going to have the headlong effect. The fact that he's now got a full preseason under him. He just looks so composed. Like, I don't know if I want to say he's like a sidey type because, it just feels like it's just too like on the nose because their names are too much the same. But he just has so much composure. Like he just doesn't seem to, just when it comes to pressure being around the ball, he doesn't like really like get scared of it. He just seems like really, I think we said it a few weeks ago with Harrison. Like he just looks comfortable and like confident. I feel like Steele's like in that same bracket, and now that he's got a full preseason under him, I think we'll probably see a massive jump, like what we saw with Long. I don't know how many games he ends up playing and stuff, but he's certainly one that when he does get games, I'm not going to be too upset about because he's one that we definitely need games into. Because the more games he plays, I think the better off it is for us.
Yeah.
And we need people pushing out guys like a side bottom and eventually Pendlebury and all these guys because that's also the feeling I'm getting this year. I don't know if you guys are feeling the same, but I'm getting massive 2010 vibes. I mean, the flag would be nice, obviously, but for those that back in 2010, if you looked at the team that we had in the first half of the season, it felt like it was like one side. We got about halfway through, and it would just all of a sudden it just went to the second half of the season, and it was as if we had a completely different side. I feel like we're going to have a season kind of like that, where we're just going to have, a team where it's going to roughly look the same to what it was like last season, and then we'll probably have the mid-season draft, and then the next game after that, and it won't be a thing where it'll be like a huge amount of outs, but it'll just be like a realization where we'll have like say 6 changes in say 3 weeks, like 2 changes each week for over 3 weeks. And we'll just go, oh, damn. So this guy's now playing VFL. This guy's playing VFL. I feel like we're going to have a bit of a transition sort of season where, whether it is a Lipinski, whether it is a Crisp or whoever, I feel like we're going to have, exactly, Anthony. So, Fraser, Davis, Presty, O'Brien was playing back then.
Medhurst didn't make it.
Yeah, there was at least half a dozen, I feel like, and then just all of a sudden that it just went from them playing every week to damn, they just didn't exist anymore. They were just like for a Marvel reference, they were like snapped out of existence with like the hand Portland and stuff. So
I think the big difference from 2010 though is we that year we brought in Luke Ball and Darren Jolly. They were big ins for us. And they both, the immediate impact and played all year, were crucial in the finals and grand finals. We just didn't do that this year. So maybe next year is more like 2010.
Medhurst is another one.
A lot faster, But I know what you mean by like the team was at the start a certain way and then at the end was completely different. I got that vibe too. It's probably going to be like that this year.
Yeah, I think Holland was retired by then. I think I could be wrong.
Yeah, he was gone.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it was just because I just remember back then, even like as a fan, just being like, "Oh, we've got this player, and then just all of a sudden it just hit you like a ton of bricks. And it's like, oh damn, this guy doesn't play anymore, that guy doesn't play anymore. Mind you, back in 2010 I was 15, but like, that's one of the things I remember about 2010.
The Lee Brown goal, I think, mate. I still get a fucking erection thinking about that. Remember Lee Brown let go of that fucking leg break that bounced right angle through for a goal at that prelim against Geelong. I thought,
he was in the middle of a wing.
Yeah,
that's got to be one of my favourite games ever. That
my favourite goal ever too.
Yeah. Yeah, because
that year,
because also back in 2010, one of the things that I remember was with Anthony, Jack Anthony, when he played his first game, like he was so out of it. Because 2009, I remember he's like one of his best years. And it just seemed like as a club, we just like completely switched from, being not like lazy, but, we were sort of like happy-go-lucky to, I know where we are going for this flag. It just seemed like there was this massive mental shift, and it just felt like everyone had it, but that guy, so that was probably another one. But he was out of the side pretty quickly because he was. I don't know what happened to him that off season, but he literally went to being one of our most reliable forwards to just not existing in the next season.
With 2010, the first half of that year, everyone was saying St Kilda Geelong Grand Final, St Kilda Geelong Grand Final. Everyone's saying, pencil it in. And then in the middle of the year, we played them. I'm pretty sure we played them back to back, and we fucking smashed them both. And then the narrative fucking changed. Everyone was talking about us from the middle of the year till the end, and we fucking got it done. Yeah. Fucking great memories. We sound like fucking the Carlton podcast talking about the past, though.
Yeah, we don't have to remember back 30 years, mate.
Yeah.
Isn't it also wild to you guys that the 2023 Grand Final is now, this is the third season since that season?
Yeah.
Hasn't that gone so fast?
Hold on, 2023 was Carlton's fucking peak, yeah? They talk about 2023 like it's fucking the glory days.
The glory days of making one is. Oh no, actually no, it was a prelim. Actually, yeah, no.
They were on top of the ladder for a fair bit of that season. Then they started toppling after they got cocky, and we knocked them out with 4 minutes to fucking go. God, I still love that moment too.
Or you had the 22 season when like they were so close to making finals and we kicked them out.
Oh man! Oh, we've got so many good memories against those fucking cunts.
Oh, you should have heard. Hey, you should have heard the bastards last night, mate. They're fucking 5 minutes into the game, and then Pom does a great commentary, by the way. And then Pom's chat, can you sack the coach after the practice game? And like, oh, dude, they were throwing the baby out the bathwater. They killed Zbossi. They'd assassinated him, had to call off the hitman. And then they come back and win when they think they're going to get the flag now.
They beat Brisbane in that practice game. They're talking it up now. Now they're fucking starting to get a big fucking chatty now.
Oh yeah.
I mean, especially for me, I always find it hilarious how they're always the first people to tell everybody else, "Oh, it's only a preseason game; it doesn't matter." But then they're the ones themselves that are like hyping up their own season, saying they're flag contenders and. Oh god, I know other clubs do it to a certain extent. I don't think Carlton. I don't think anyone goes as far as Carlton supporters though. Good God, they're a special bunch.
Yeah.
They just keep giving.
Especially when I think it was. It might have been 23 actually. I remember someone was giving me shit over Twitter, and basically the whole season he was just saying to me each week, it's like, oh, if you don't win the flag, it doesn't mean shit, blah blah. Okay, make sure you keep the same narrative. And then obviously like Carl made obviously the prelim, they lost the prelim. He has this whole like Twitter sort of post of like, oh, I'm so proud of our boys, we got so close, blah blah. I was like, mate, but you just said that if you don't win the flag, it means jack shit. So keep the same energy. And like just the whole like obviously like for them it was like a good season in their sense because they improved so much, but I don't know, I just it's one of those things where it's like I feel like they're one of the first supporters to give other supporter bases shit, but then they'll go do the same thing, but then they'll want a medal for it. It's like huh?
The worst is when they get a run on and they have that inevitable fucking 7 or 8 game winning streak in the middle of the year. They're just fucking insufferable, man. And it's like, fuck, I've got to listen to these cunts now. And you always know that there's that inevitable fucking downfall, when it comes to the crunch, they fucking crumble, mate, Like Curnow loves kicking his fucking bags against fucking cellar dweller teams. and then come against the big boys, he fucking goes to sleep. And I would love when they play Sydney. I would love to see Kerno have a day out, man.
Well, apparently over in Sydney, apparently they're actually hyping up his pre-season. They reckon he's the next Tony Lockett. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of curious to know how that works.
Never know.
Out,
hey, he might love that small ground, mate. One kick out of the fucking centre.
With Grundy and Heaney feeding him, he probably will get the Coleman. It's a short ground just on home games alone. I reckon he's going to basically say, suck shit, Colton, guys, and you can hate me more. They're going to fucking totally despise him now. But, yeah, he will go well up there.
Could you imagine if he, plays him and he kicks, 15 or something? Just, a ridiculous amount.
I hope they play him early on with Wiedering out.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be even better because then they'll be sucking because but really, the 15 goals he kicked, it's really only 4 because we had Wiedering out.
Yeah.
Don't they play round 1? I think.
Oh, do they? Oh, beautiful.
Did that's round 1?
Better.
Oh,
yeah. I think it is.
There you go.
The boys are going to go all the way to Sydney to get disappointed when Kerno kicks 15. Love it. Oh.
Mate.
Yeah, Sydney Carlton is the first game Thursday, March 5th.
Especially as well, back in 2020 when we had Treloar and all that leave, the amount of Carlton supporters are about, you guys treat your players so poorly, and the amount of times this fan base just gets caught out of just hypocrisy is just, it's hilarious, and it happens way too often. I feel like whatever comes out of their mouths. Because Carlton's such an inconsistent club, they always do the opposite within the next 3 months themselves. But then, because their fan bases, they have to agree with whatever the club says. But it's the amount of the shit that Kerno cocked when he left. But then you've got Carlton supporters, were giving us shit how we got rid of Treloar and Grundy and all these things. You just can't write the script.
You can't.
Yeah, it's just any time I cop it from a Carlton supporter, I'm like, all right, mate, give it 3 months and I'll have my turn. Because that's about as long as it takes before you become a hypocrite.
Yeah. I reckon what happens every year, guys, as we go into it, us and Carlton supporters, although the younger ones don't realise it, for me there's always that, well, if we can't win the flag, and only one team does, we've at least got to do better than Carlton. And I reckon they think the same. If there's a team, even though they're not going to win a flag, they have to do better than us. And we have so starved them of that opportunity. So, yeah,
I was going to say, how long has it been since they've actually been better than us?
Well, actually, they were really good against us in our purple patch back in 2010-11, where it was 10 games in, we had been behind for 25 minutes. Teams get ahead for about a minute, then we overhaul them in the first quarter. Carlton were one of the teams that actually beat us more than once. That's when they had Judd and Eddie Betts, I think. But it was the opposite. It was return of form because they were shy. And then Mick Malthouse went there and made it even worse. So, yeah, but they did actually have the wood on us, 14 years ago. Only 14 years. Fucking hell.
I find it wild how the Carlton supporters shit on Mick Malthouse's career as well too. The fact that, because it's also as well, Carlton made him look so much worse than what he was. Just because, and obviously, we're not going to know the conversations, nor do we probably care what happens inside the four walls of a Carlton building. But if you remember back in the day when he was coaching that side, the side was good enough to sort of compete for maybe a semi, maybe a prelim, but it wasn't really good enough to make a grand final or to actually win a grand final. So Mick, in the wisdom that he has, because I don't think anyone can deny the greatness that he has. The fact that he was well, this list isn't good enough to win a flag, so we either gut the whole list and we start over again, or we continue to do what we do and a semi-final and prelims, enough. So obviously, they had a massive rebuild. They restructured the whole side and everything, and and then because Carlton were we've now finished last too many times or whatever it was, and then they sacked him. But it's but it's how can you sack a coach when you're halfway through the rebuild? It makes no sense. And you've got one of the greatest coaches of all time.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Well,
even
Malthouse,
like Clarkson, at least Clarkson's had his time. You know, at least he's had his 4 years, 5 years, whatever it is. You know,
well, the thing is, though, Malthouse took over Footscray and made them better. He actually took them from outside the finals into the finals. I think it was a final 6 back in those days. Then he went to us and got West Coast, got them 2 flags, I think. Then he went to us and got us 1 flag and 3 grand finals. Then he went to Carlton and went shit. So yeah, it says a lot about the team. Void Generation said the last time Carlton won a flag, we had dial-up internet. No, mate. They won it on fucking VHS videos, but the problem is they can't watch it because all of us Collingwood supporters stole their fucking VCRs.
Actually, this will put it in perspective. The last time Collingwood won a flag, I was born.
Oh, it's good, hey?
The last time Carlton ended up winning a flag, I was born. So there you
go. 95.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
And now I'm driving a car. I've got my own business. I've you know, I'll probably sign up for a nursing home soon enough.
Hey, this game against North Melbourne next week, have we got the details of the venue and the date and the time and all that?
Sunday, isn't it?
All right. Where is it? Do you know?
I'm looking
at Mars Stadium in Ballarat.
Stadium, that's it. Yeah, we're
playing. Oh, it's in Ballarat. Okay.
Yeah, we're playing North Melbourne.
Yeah.
All
right.
7:20 p.m. on a Sunday night. There you go.
All right. Good. It'll be good to see a lot of these missing players come in, and hopefully it'll be a different dynamic.
Oh no, sorry, my bad. That's round 1 or round 0.
Yeah, I thought Ballarat too. Yeah, Josh Jacobs reckons Ballarat as well, and it's
already sold out.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, 310. Yeah, well, Mars Stadium only holds like 10K, if that.
Yeah.
Hey, watch that joint too. The thing with Ballarat, guys. The thing with Ballarat too, it's up about 300 metres altitude. People don't realise how fucking high the place is. You run out of air up there real quick. When I go there, I'm fucking rooted. I can't walk up the street without fucking sucking up the big ones. Yeah, you get them. I don't know. You get this strange feeling when you're up there. It's kind of funny. You don't realise how fucking what the altitude is of the joint. 300 metres, I think, or something.
Yeah. Now there was some talk about Darcy Moore being unavailable for the round 0, but I'm hearing also he's going to play this game against North. We would want to hope so, man, because you don't want to be going into round 0 with fucking just Big Billy Frampton as the main tall back.
I don't know about that though, because like again, it comes back down to like, would you really want to play like players that are like underdone though, especially in a practice match? I'd rather just like have him play round 0, make sure he's like better. But even then, I think I've always been a component of if you're not 100%, don't play.
Yeah.
I'd rather cop a loss and you give someone like a Darcy Moore an extra like 2-3 games of rest, so you make sure that he's 100%. Because the what was it, the 2024 season when we basically played DeGoey and Mitchell and we didn't end up playing Finn and Reef, like that still gives me PTSD. Like just play the kids. If the senior players aren't ready, just play the kids. It doesn't. If we lose our first 4 games, obviously the media are going to give us a ton of shit. But at the end of the day, if the end of season, ends up us like having a flag at the end of it, like who cares what happens in the process? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. What else we got?
Void Generation's got a beauty in the chat, guys. We gave Carlton McGuan, Cam Cloak, Fasolo, Wright, Malthouse, and a Cook Daisy. All that's left to give him is the clap. No, actually, mate, all that's left to give him is fucking Tom Silvani legal advice on how to not be a fucking piece of shit and fucking rape chicks and try to get your old man to get you off. That's about all we got to give you is maybe a bit of legal advice. Don't be a piece of shit, Carlton. Sorry.
That whole thing about Jack Silvani, you remember he was shopping himself around. Now, it would have been the worst kept secret that his brother was going under all that fucking shit. And I reckon Collingwood probably knew all about that. So that was all just fucking media hogwash, mate. He was never, I don't think he was ever coming to us. Like, we don't want that.
We got played, dude. That happens with all of them. All those fucking guys. What was his name? The fucking Matty Rowell. He won our best and fairest, didn't he? All those guys.
Especially with Jack. Like Jack is one of those like. I feel like he's one of those people where he is like a Carlton Nuffy, where I feel like he would have got a massive kick out of just like trolling the shit out of us too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's going to play out the way it'll play out.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah. Again, you don't hope anyone gets like hurt or whatever, but I do hope he has like a good career at St Kilda. I just hope he doesn't win a flag. But like, yeah,
unless it's against Carlton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the thing to remember, though, about Steve Silvani, the old man, who's basically the one who brought them all up and so probably instilled the values, as a player, he was fucking awesome. In fact, he scared the fucking shit out of me as a player. Like, you just knew no one was going to kick goals on him. He was that fucking good. And yet, why is Jack so fucking ditzy? Like, when he first took that ball and went back to kick a goal and then handed it off. Like, as Carlton's son kicking a goal, now Stephen Silvani's taken him over to St Kilda. It sounds like the guy doesn't know what he's fucking doing. Whereas you look at Dacos, he's brought up two good footballers. And we're the beneficiaries of those.
Well, I reckon there's a massive difference between the two, and I reckon it's how, because I mean, I'm sure Stephen was probably like around it, obviously, because but I think the difference with obviously Peter is that not only was he around, but it seemed like he's very hands on. I just don't know, because you can have work commitments, all these things, like, and it's obviously to no one's fault necessarily, but I think the fact that Peter put in the time to someone like Nick and Josh, like, I think that shows a ton of the fact that I think that I think without Peter, I don't think you get a Nick Dacos that's as good as he is, because it's instilling all the systems and the values and all these things into him. And it's not a fault of Jack or whatever, or even Stephen for that matter. But it's because life happens, and you've got all these factors. But I think it's very obvious that Peter was a lot more hands on, and I think I think that's also one of the major differences, because you can have all the talent in the world, but if it's not honed in and if it's not sort of not catered for, but if it's not like nurtured in a way where it was because I think at the end of the day there's a lot of things that have to go your way. You have certain things you've got to like do in order to be that good of a player, where it seemed like, even with like Nick, like if Nick, whichever junior club he went to, he would have went to a successful junior club. Like there's so many little factors that can go into it. So like even Pendles' kid, I can't remember what junior club he went to, but he's gone to there's a really good junior club where they literally develop and teach all of the their list of all the former AFL players they have. Like it's like that all their midfielders that came from that club is actually insane. Like Chris Judd, trying to think of like all the names, but yeah, just ridiculously talented like kids that where they were there when they were 10, 12 years old or whatever. Jax has gone to the same club, so I think Pendles is also leaving no stone unturned. So if Jax comes out and becomes a really good player, I think that's because Pendles was such like hands-on with this development, putting him in the position of, all right, if you want to be an AFL player, we're literally putting you in a position where you essentially not necessarily are going to succeed, but it's like literally impossible for you to fail. So if the talent's there, which we know with Pendles, like how talented he is, it's it'll only be a matter of time before Jax is going to be hopefully as good. But yeah, we'll see. But you can only put a fish into water or whatever the saying is and hope he swims, or I don't know what's the saying of it, but yeah.
Running out of metaphors in the monologue by the sound. There's actually a healthy contribution to this in the chat, though. It's like, look, here's something about both of them, because I do know a fair bit about their backgrounds. Stephen came up from the son of Serge, who was a Carlton great, still well-to-do. He did get a good education. And in a sense, look, guys, we're going to say it, but the private school kid, where things come to you, whereas Peter Dacos, mate, after he was Dacos the champ, he went fucking broken into the debt to the tune of $5 million on those pubs.
Yeah.
So Dacos had to fight his way back from being $5 million in a fucking hole, as well as then go on to have kids. So in a sense, and his old man was brought up hard as well. So Dacos had the harder upbringing. And as you know, hard times create hard people. Now, Dacos knows how to breed a champion. And look at Nick, mate. I mean, everyone hates the fucker. He's a victim of his own talent. And that's the good thing about Nick. Yeah. We got him and no one else has. And that's what I love about this team. And he won't go to fucking Tasmania, because what will happen is his old man will say, you stay at Collingwood, you'll make $50 million over the rest of your life. You go to Tassie now, you'll do a Gary Ablett Jr., and then you won't be that popular when you come back to Geelong like he did. Whereas if he stays at Collingwood, he will be a Collingwood boy. And I saw this happen to Carmichael Hunt, the rugby player. He could have been still selling fucking bananas and insurance in Queensland now, but he went and played AFL, and he now got fucked up the arse because of it. So Nick Dacos will not go to fucking Tasmania. He will stay at Magpie for life. We won't let him go. That's my call anyway. That's my big smoke.
No, I agree with you. The only way I can see that happening is if the AFL, in their shifty manner, fucking facilitate it in some way.
Absolutely.
And that's ridiculous. I hate that shit. I reckon when Buddy went to Sydney, when Gary Ablett Jr. went to Gold Coast, I reckon the AFL were involved somehow because they wanted to sell the game in those markets, get a big gun over there, and they pushed it, and that's not right. And it makes the comp look ridiculous when the actual comp is facilitating the move of players in order to maximize the market potential. That just pisses me off. And that's the only way I could see it happening. But I don't think Peter will let it happen.
Yeah, look, Nick, you look what will happen. There is a big deal where whoever goes there first will get some sort of salary cap relief, like an extra 20% or something allowed to be paid. So what would be
wasn't it like a $2 million sign-on bonus?
Something like that. It's fucking huge money, but short-term players and player managers will say, get it. A long-term thinker like Peter is, don't put yourself $5 million in a hole now. Think about it down the track, mate. Do you want one house or 5 houses? And look, Nick Dacos, he is a player of a century. Now that we're going to lose Pendlebury this year, we're going to be loving Nick for the next fucking 15 years, I hope.
Yeah. And he should have won the medal last week. That was fucking ridiculous. Mate, what does the bloke have to do, man? Any other player presents those fucking stats, it's a shoo-in for the fucking medal. And they give it to some fucking defender that just had a fucking above-average game, but it wasn't fucking sensational.
Did you see that little new technique Nick's got to do in the sweep kick? The one he spotted up Bontempelli with. He's doing a sweep kick and throwing the ball into the spot. It's fucking awesome. It's Mortal Kombat shit. And I thought, I haven't seen him do that. Watch that technique, guys. That's actually really fucking good. He seems to be able to squirt the ball short and sharp and low really accurately. And it's like it's a dead set sweep kick. So, Nick Dacos, what can't the fucker do?
Also, he would have been loving it, mate.
Yeah.
He would have loved that night.
Yeah. Also saw with Franklin as well. Wasn't he going to the Giants, and then the AFL stepped in and said, it would be far better for us if you went to Sydney. Wasn't it? Didn't something like that go down?
Yeah. Look, I'm pretty sure it did. That was an AFL facilitated move, and that's what kind of a comp are we running when the AFL's fucking organising player moves in order to maximise the market potential? It gives me the shits, man. It's like, what are we, mate? Is this a comp or what?
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure he wanted to go to Sydney because he wanted to go to the Giants specifically because he would have been closer to, I believe it's like his partner now, but I'm trying to think of like the chick's name. Like she's like a model and stuff. Someone puts in the chat, I'll be able to know like the name of it. I'm pretty sure it's public knowledge at this point, but I'm pretty sure he wanted to be with her. Was that sorry?
The chat seemed to be saying that Buddy wanted to go to the Swans and the AFL didn't like it. That's what I seem to think too. Yeah.
Yeah,
Jacinta something.
Campbell.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was about to say Alan, and I know that's not true. let's leave that name out of it. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Campbell. Yeah, so yeah, because I'm pretty sure that was what the story was that Buddy wanted to, be with her more long term and stuff. So they were to live like a life together. So, but with where she was located, she was more closer to the Giants facilities than Sydney's facilities.
Yeah.
But then obviously the AFL was sort of like, hey, if you go to Sydney, it's going to work out better for us. We can market you better. Again, I'm not obviously speaking through like anything that through like a ton of like research and stuff. But I'm pretty sure back in the day I'm pretty sure he wanted to go to the Giants, but the AFL said, no, could you change your opinion and go to the Swans instead?
Well, it's weird because Sydney were in the grand final, and they actually won the grand final. He then went up there, and then Hawthorn won the grand final next year, wasn't it? Wasn't that the beginning?
Without him.
Yeah.
So they did the switcheroo.
2012 was the year they lost it. And then they ended up winning 13, 14, 15.
But Buddy went. So Buddy went from the runners-up to the runners-up. Nice one. He did a fucking Ollie Henry. He did an Ollie Henry.
Yeah.
He went from the fucking... Yes. Nice one. Good one, guys. I don't think that's done that often in the AFL League, so nice little records.
Yeah.
Sydney Post.
Did he actually, Sydney... I don't think he won a flag in the end of Sydney, did he?
No, he never did.
Yeah.
He won one in 2007, I think, with the Hawks. Was that the Hawks one when Stewie Jew got one early? That was his breakout year. No, but Hawthorn were actually better when he didn't play because they had fucking, what's that guy, Roughhead. He used to go and ruck and play full forward, and they seem to play better without Buddy, which is fucking weird. Don't know how that happens. Hopefully we can do the same with Checkers.
Yeah. The Hawks just got lucky in that era. In one draft, they picked up fucking Hodge, Roughhead, Frank. Not one draft, but probably about within 2 or 3 years with those high draft picks, they've picked up Hodge, Franklin, Roughhead, and Cyril Rioli. Come on, man. Any team that picks those players up is going to win flags, mate,
Yeah.
And that probably makes Clarko look much better, mate. Any coach would dream to have those 4 players,
Yep.
Not to say they weren't, it wasn't hard earned, their success, but fuck, it helped,
Wasn't Buddy supposed to go to GWS and then he decided to go to Sydney?
Yeah, I think.
First.
Yeah, I think they went under the AFL. The AFL tried to facilitate it to go to GWS, and then Sydney came in with some underhanded bullshit.
Yeah,
but at the end of the day, the AFL wanted him in that city. Yeah, so even though their first choice was GWS, they would have been happy with him going to Sydney.
Yeah, because I think was it Josh's also mentioning there was cola involved as well, so that would have been a big sponsor as well. So
let's say Nick does go to Tassie. What do we get? How does it work? What do we get? A number 1 pick, obviously.
We get an aneurysm.
Yeah.
It kind of depends how he goes. Because, if he goes as a free agent, we're probably fucked because it's probably a number 1 pick and that's it. In fact, probably not even. We'll probably get 3 or 4.
We get to rebuild AFL house too because we're going to go and trash the fucking joint. It's going to look like the fucking Bronx.
Yeah.
Because again, I don't know if anyone's gone through free agency and the respective club has gotten pick 1. I think the highest anyone's gotten is maybe pick 2, maybe pick 3, something like that. So, but
what was that? What was that ridiculous deal? Who was it? Fucking some team got rid of a player and they picked up some ridiculously high pick. I think it involved Essendon or something.
Was it Frawley? Frawley went to Hawthorn?
No, it would have happened the last couple of years. I can't. It's just my mind's too.
Frawley went to. It was a Hawthorn when he was at Melbourne.
Yeah,
I think they got pick 2 out of it or something because that's when they got Trengrove and Brayshaw.
Yeah,
was it Trengrove? Anyway, it was Oh, there you go. Oscar Allen got picked 2 from the Eagles. Yeah, that's actually pretty fucked up, actually.
Yeah.
Because, like, as much as Oscar Allen is, like, you know, I don't think anyone can deny Oscar Allen's a good player. It's more his injuries is what's tanking his, like, you know, value as a player. But, yeah, pick 2. Pick 2 is
ridiculous, man.
Yeah, pick 2 is a huge price.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the player you're talking about, isn't that the one North Melbourne gave up pick 2 for? Did go to Essendon?
That was the Mackay.
Yeah, Mackay. Yeah, that's the one. He's a fucking spud, mate. And what they gave him? They got a number 4 pick or some shit. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was either 2 or 3, but that also happened because was it North Melbourne because they paid because of Essendon because they paid like a ridiculous amount the first year. There's like a rule where like the pick is determined based on certain like aspects. So because he was on a larger contract, that actually allowed them to get a higher pick.
Oh,
so
they take that
he was on like 1.1 mil or whatever it was for the first year, that bumped up a few picks because of it. But it was all dodgy from the start. So, and because the 2 clubs were talking, they're like, "Oh, hey, like if we can get him, we'll just pay him like 1.1, 1.2 mil, whichever it was, and then we'll just space out the rest of his years." But because it's only dictated on his first year of that contract, they're able to then get him for like whatever it was, pick 2, pick 3, or something.
Yeah.
I think it's pick 3 because they already had pick 2 for memory.
He's not
So
worth
they had picks 2 and 3 in the draft.
He's not worth that pick. He's been crap for Essendon.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't think you'll have many that will disagree, but that's just how the system works.
Yeah.
Yeah. The whole system's fucked, mate.
Yeah.
The good old days, man. You used to have your fucking zones and you choose the best players from your zones and that's it, you know. You allocate resources to
because I've been saying this for years. We need to go back to the seniors, reserves, and under 19s.
Yes,
like
fully agree.
I feel like this conversation. I feel like I had this conversation every like 3 months because it just annoys me because also as well too. You can even turn your under 19s comp into your like NGA sort of like
man
list as well. Because at the end of the day, I don't think it's because when you have players that are like, oh, I'm homesick, I want to go home, all this stuff. I feel like as long as because there's a ton of people that will say, oh, the AFL is too compromised. I agree the opposite. I don't think it's compromised enough because I feel like if we turn the draft into essentially a trade period, I feel like that's like a far better option moving forward because then you can sort of it's more easier for clubs to go, hey, we need a key defender, we need a ruck, we need a forward, or whichever. We've got all these picks. I feel like you can then essentially bid for certain players, and we turn the draft into because it already is that way anyway. Might as well fully commit to it, right?
Yeah.
And then if you have an under 19s, have an under 19. A AFL under 19s comp, and then you just have a rule where it's like if you play, let's just say you play 10 games for the under 19s, you then qualify to be an NGA player,
Yeah.
And if you're an NGA player, your father's whatever. Because then at that you can essentially, as a kid, you can then go, hey, I can treat myself as a free agent essentially, or kind of not a free agent, but if it's like if I'm a talented kid, but I'm say based in South Australia and I'm a Port Adelaide supporter, but I barracked for Port Adelaide all my life as a kid, it would be so awesome to go play for Port Adelaide. I feel like it would be such a good, it'd be good for the AFL because then it's like if that kid goes to say West Coast or goes to a Victorian team, Queensland team, whatever. And then in 3-4 years' time, they go, oh, well, I'm homesick. It just eliminates that. And then as long as you have let's just say the kid is like a Port Adelaide fan. If Port Adelaide go, okay, we're willing to pay picks 3, 5, and 17 for this kid. Well, then you've obviously paid the price for him. You know what I mean? So,
it's also compromised on the other end if you look at Brisbane, because they've just won 2 flags in a row. Could have been 3 unless if DeGoey wasn't such a fucking awesome player with Dacos. Could have been 3 in a row. And yet, if you go back 6 years, Brisbane were the ones sooking their fucking tits off to the league, having falling support because Queenslanders are fair weather supporters. And they were saying, with those 2 new expansion clubs going in, you're fucking us up. We need that special academy priorities. And now look at the cunts. They're not fucking saying, oh, it's swaying our favour, even though it clearly fucking is. We luckily got printable from it. And in fact, I reckon they've fucked up there. They should have kept him. But we've got him, maybe a few others. But the way the league is right now, Brisbane are the biggest fucking sooks in the league, mate. Their 3-peats only come through compromised salary caps. They have not got a proper 3-peat like Hawthorn did.
It's actually funny because you actually say that though, Boomer. But like, if you look at the grand final, it was Brisbane and Geelong. Brisbane are the team that, you know, pay for all these, like, you know, kids to the, you know, top end talent. It's actually ironic because Geelong's the complete opposite, yet they do the same thing where they actually hide players to where, you know, they pay pick 65 or whatever it is for them. So it's like they're essentially doing the same thing, but they're able to, you know, go about the opposite way. So as much as Brisbane are, you know, paying like picks 2 and 3 or whatever it is to, you know, get these high picks, you've also got Geelong doing the same thing up at the other end, but they're you know, they're basically, you know, telling kids to sort of you know, hey, we'll have pick 65 and we'll go get like a what's his name? What's that kid? Humphreys. Like, they knew full well that Humphreys was going to be, you know, in their best 23 and was going to be a really good player. And he is a good player. But, yeah, like the conversations that they would have, or, you know, how, you know, there'll be some players that, you know, they'll be, oh, yeah, let's keep this player on the down low because, you know, because even with Geelong, I think with Ho Richards, as much as we were looking into him, Geelong had recruiters at the same games as well. So Geelong would definitely, you know, if we went to pick up a Joe Richards, you know, Geelong were right on our heels with that one as well. So it's just, I know I just find it funny how you're looking at the grand final and it's 2 teams that are obviously playing the system to the best of their abilities, but it's kind of ironic how they're both on the polar opposite ends of how they're doing it.
But Geelong have always, just by the sheer nature of, they are Western Victoria, mate. I live out here, and you go to the supermarket and you don't see kids wearing Brisbane tops or fucking Collingwood tops or whatever. Although we're around, you see every kid with Tom Hawken or Paddy Dangerfield's number on his back. They all want to play for Geelong and go and get a farm and surf. And good luck to them. I mean, that's a club culture that you admire, and we have a club culture that I admire too. But the thing with Geelong, they've earned that over hundreds of years. I hate these Brisbane dudes to me actually fucking cheat and moan about cheating. They're like Carlton a bit, you know what I mean? You're breaking the salary cap, and they're the ones actually doing it. It's that sort of thing. But Geelong, I admire. I have an admiration. I don't hate Geelong because they're fucking good at what they do.
Yeah. Going back to an under-19s comp, back in the day, it was so good to observe a club nurturing players from the under-19s through to the reserves and eventually into the seniors. And they should bring it back. And, like, let's say a player comes from the under-19s and he ends up playing seniors, they should exclude that from your salary cap. So if you've nurtured a player all the way from the under-19s up to the seniors list, then he's not included on the salary cap because you've done the hard work of building him up, and you can use that cap space to get some big gun from somewhere, you know, stuff like that. But instead of now it's just random, some kid from, you know, country Western Australia ends up at fucking, you know, wherever, Richmond or something. After 1 year, he wants to go home, and it's all over the place, you know. It's better, and with the under-19s as well, you can have clubs can work on their long-term strategies and like build a squad of youngsters and see them through all the way to the seniors and create dynasties like that. Whereas now it's just, you just got to be, really good at drafting and doing this and then getting players from somewhere else and trying to make a squad up that, they've all just been, patched together, Yeah. It used to be so great, even just going to the footy and watching the under-19s. Back in the day, the grand final day used to be under-19s. They used to start at like 9 o'clock in the morning, and then the reserves grand final, and then the AFL grand final.
The old curtain races, mate. They were fucking great.
Yeah.
I thought the AFLW were going to be curtain races. You come in and it's early in the game. You're watching some youngins go at it, having a beer, catching up, and then it really does get you warmed up for the big event, doesn't it?
Yeah,
but
and then
if you go,
and then 5 or 6 years later, you're looking at this player performing, and you're thinking, "Fuck, I remember him from the fucking under-19s grand final back 5 years ago. Fuck, he's come good, Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
What did you think of? Go, Chris.
No, I agree with you on that, Mick. It was good back in the day. You used to watch, the under-19s on grand final day. I don't know why they took that off.
Yeah.
Well, in terms of grand final day, there is a futures game for all the under 17s. So the kids that will have their draft year the next year, they normally have a what's called the futures game, the morning of the grand final, AFL grand final. So I feel like that's it's probably not the exact same thing, but it's probably still a version of that.
Yeah. Anyway, what did you guys think of the State of Origin? Before the game, I was against it, but after watching that game, I'm thinking, "Fuck, man, this is all right, man." Not if I was a Carlton supporter,
in terms of the intensity, I think it's a massive winner. I mean,
Yeah.
I was going into it thinking that they're probably not going to care that much. Like, we're probably going to, get like a glorified sort of like Disney ride, whichever. So yeah, I'm sort of like skeptical on it because it's just, it's also pre-season. No one would want to get hurt. So so it's like, where would the appetite for the contest be? But I mean, I'm super happy to be wrong for that. So I thought
great to see the best players. The best players all played together. It was great to see, and it was. Look, there was an element of bruise-free about it, but because it's free flowing, and there's a lot of goals. So I think I've probably come around to it now, and I reckon, all right, maybe you can have that before the season starts, because you don't want to have it in the middle of the year. It just, I wouldn't be a fan if it was in the middle of the year or some like before the finals, as some people have been saying. Fuck that. But yeah, it's just as part of the pre-season prep. Just put it in there and leave it as it is, mate.
Oh, mate, you got to have had a bit of a fucking stiffy when DC touched up fucking Max Gawn twice in the first 30 seconds for 2 goals. I'm thinking, holy fuck, go Pies. I hope he does that this year. That's fucking awesome. Mm-hmm. That was just really good. They got those 2 on the board so quick, and then we just tweaked around. But the other thing, to add to it, the free-flowing, I fucking absolutely love this 50-metre out-of-bounds rule. If it goes off hand or foot, it's a kick to the other player. It's not a throw-in unless it's scrambling play. I fucking love that. It just seems to open it up and get it over to the fat side of the ground faster. So it's opening the game. It's going to create more fatigue. And as we know, fatigue is what we want. So I'm looking forward to it. Maybe a few more interchange changes, though, could be the go. But yeah, I love this new rule.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks all right. Yeah, it was inevitable. And what about the new ruck rule? Like, I would, you know what? Third man up. I used to love that back in the day. I wish they could just let that back in. If whoever wants to jump up in the ruck, let them jump up, mate. If it's a third man up, it's a third man up. It's not really an advantage. What if the third man guy jumps up and he fucks it up? Then the team's one less on the ground around the contest, and just let it be, man. That's just my take on it.
they did it to stop congestion. But what my theory was, then it would just nominate your ruckman, then they wait for the ruckman to get there. So that's not eliminating congestion. It didn't achieve the goal. So the thing of it would have been to have, okay, don't nominate your ruckman, fuck that off. If two guys go up, it's a kick to the other ruckman. That'll fucking uncongest play. I don't know why they didn't go that simple route. They'd do this, nominate your ruckman and all that bullshit. But that was Gill or whoever it is, fucking the other idiot.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll get rid of this nominate the ruckman shit. Just whoever jumps. And if it's a third man up, it's a free kick against. That'd be a simple way. But anyway, it was eliminating ruckman, you reckon, Rick? Okay.
Yeah.
So was it becoming scrambly, I guess?
Yeah.
I didn't really see the need
also,
to fix it. Go on, sorry.
The stand rule. So are they going to be more strict on that this year? Like, I hope not, man. Even that's a shit rule. The stand rule. Just don't have a fucking. You got the mark there. You go over it. It's 50 meters, man. Fucking do whatever the fuck you want behind the mark, mate.
They're fucked with the hold the ball rules now. They seem stricter on it. You can't do a full 360 and then handball it off. It seems like you've got to really get rid of it quick now. I don't know. I haven't heard what they were saying on that. Anyone else know with the holding the ball rules, what they've tightened up?
I don't know, but they'll probably change their mind after a few rounds after it fucks up.
Normally in the season they're always hot on it, and then after about probably 4 to 6 weeks, they then seem to ease off a bit, and then by second half of the season, it's like it doesn't become an issue because it just seems like it always becomes like a hot topic for media and stuff because media will jump on it like a like a seagull on a hot ship, but it'll die down eventually, and then it'll all work out. Like it'll all even itself out eventually.
It's like the dissent rule. 1 minute you can't say boo, and then the next minute you can tell the ump the guy get fucked, and they don't do nothing about it, mate.
Pretty much.
Boydoid asks, we haven't talked about Charlie West. Charlie West, I thought looked okay today. I don't know if he plays opening round. The reason being, if we want to fit Steen in there, we'll probably be a bit top heavy with Buller and McStay putting their hands up.
Yeah.
But I'd love to see him. But he looked okay, As I said earlier, with better delivery, he'll probably look much better with the Dacos brothers, hitting him on the chest. There wasn't much. The delivery today wasn't that good, but I still like the kid. But maybe he probably doesn't play round zero unless he fucking sets the house on fire against North Melbourne next week.
Yeah, I think it's also as well too. I think we've got to keep in mind that we need to not like rush the development as well. Because I mean, it's only his second year. Like we're not talking about like someone that's in the position of like an Ed Allen, whereas like he's got no excuses. Like he needs to perform now. Where this is West's second year. I think it'll also be really good for his development to be in the VFL because a lot of our midfielders in the VFL seem to be pretty decent kicks now. So the ball delivery going in will be pretty nice for him. So I think he'll get a pretty good kick out of that. And it's just a matter of making sure that we're putting him up just trying to make sure that we're putting him into a position to succeed rather than obviously fail. But the signs are good. It's just because he's so early in his career, it's just hard to really see anything definitive at the moment.
Yeah.
But as we're getting through the VFL season and he plays say 6-8 games, we'll probably get a pretty good read of if he's going to play a few senior games. But he's definitely in the conversation. It's just a matter of how many games. And then if we get injuries, all this, or a whole ton of factors.
Yeah, and then you got Prindable as well. He had a couple of moments today where he was had a paddock in front of him and was running towards the goals. Looked good. I like the look of him. He didn't fucking dominate, but
Yeah.
It was a pass, considering he's just a kid. Yeah, so yeah, I'm not sure he's going to debut in the first half of the year, but you never know what happens, mate.
Yep.
Yeah. I was going to.
We're copping like a debuts in the arse right now because we could have debuted a couple last year in games when we could have rested players. Like, I'm not really happy about the way they did that whole thing last year, but let's hope they've
Yeah,
got that sorted this year. And like they say, the older guys at the start of the year, look, okay, 23 seasons, especially with finals. If we've done the finals the last 3 years, that's nearly a whole extra season to a team who hasn't played in the finals. That's a lot of
yeah,
games, and our bodies are getting sore. So look, guys, depending on how many decades you are, that's about how many games you're not going to play on a rest position. So anyone who's in their 20s is going to get rested 2 games, and anyone who's in
yeah,
their 30s is going to get rested 3. Now, you don't have to actually do that mathematically, but you let everyone know, hey, if you're a bit fucking sore, let us know so we can pick a rest. And we actually roster the resting of players and then align that with debuting similar players. I think if they could do that, but injuries fuck you up for that, of course. But I think if we were to look at it that way, it'll take the pressure off the young guys because I reckon too often they just get pressured. Like Joe Richards, he's gone to Adelaide now. What do you get? Fucking 6 minutes as a sub, and the sub rule's
yeah,
gone, so that's good. But yeah, I think if we do that, that's a better way. It's managing the older players. So someone like
yeah,
Jamie Elliott, we want him to play every game. Trust me, I do. But maybe it's better for him to not play 20 in the season and not get the
mm,
Coleman and be cherry for the fucking finals. That's what I'd love to see Jamie do, and most of them actually. And hopefully
yeah,
Houston and Perryman will take that step up as well because I think we've actually someone pointed this out today in Anthony's chat. We've kind of lost a whole phase of recruiting there with guys like Jacob Ryan,
yeah,
what's his name, TJ,
yeah,
was it Finn McRae? We've probably lost
yeah,
4 or 5 debutants, Joe Richards and another one.
yeah,
So that's kind of like, oh fuck, that's quite a lot of players. That's a whole interchange bench. So
yeah,
we've now got to catch up on that, and the way to
yeah,
catch up on that is by resting older players. I think the math
yeah,
is there. Hopefully, we can do it.
yeah. Will Parker had a quiet one today, I reckon.
Yeah.
On the way to the game, that was one player on my mind, thinking I really like this kid. He had a good finish to last season, and I expected more today from him. Um, Obviously, we've said it throughout the stream tonight. You can't take much out of today's game, but yeah, just wanted to see a bit more from him.
Yeah.
But he's got the goods. We know that. We saw him do it in big games. Yeah. Um, so that's another one we got there. Yeah, we've talked about all these players. We haven't talked about Will Parker. He's another one that, despite not shining today, um, he's still another part of the puzzle there. Will Parker. Who else we got? Fucking didn't talk about. Membry didn't. Fuck. I don't know, man. It was the delivery as well, but um,
Yeah.
there were times when he's too small. He's jumping up with all these big fucking monsters. He's got no hope, mate. Membry owes us one, man. I keep saying that. That prelim when we picked him up because he kicks fucking straight through the middle from 40 meters out, straight in front. And he went the pass to Jamie, who probably should have gotten a free kick, but it was 50-50. But fuck, man, Timmy, man, just go back and kick it, mate. And you kick that goal, we're within a kick, and anything can happen. But fuck, man, it's what we pay you for, brother. You're 40 meters out, man.
I don't think he should play opening round.
Yeah, I wouldn't play him either. Yeah,
I wouldn't either.
yeah, yeah,
Look, here's the thing. It was a bit of a tragic one in that they'd finished our season, and that's made us kind of, we're all a bit, oh, fuck, not as bad as Carlton supporters, though. But the thing of it
yeah,
is, where do you place finishing 4th on the ladder? That's actually not a bad season. Yeah, like finishing 9th, you got to fucking do things. You can
yeah,
overhaul, do whatever you got to do. Give it all the fucking catchphrases of the media. But when you
yeah,
finish 4th, that's just tweaking a bit. Do you know what I mean? That's not, you don't need major changes. That's the real don't throw the baby out with the bathwater shit. But just one tall forward, I don't know. I reckon fucking losing Checkers is a bit of a blessing in disguise. I'm starting to think now. We needed it to happen.
Yeah. And I'm so... Go, Boomer. Sorry.
The other thing too, Craig Kelly, Craig Kelly has said that basically this year when a bit gets cleared out, so I think he's talking about probably Pendles and a few of the boys retiring. When those wages go out, he's going out with a big shopping bill. So looks like he's going to be trying to get a high profile, high cost player. Who knows? Could be Butters, someone like that. But who knows? There's going to be a lot of players trying to get him too. But whoever we come up with. But this year, I think we've got to just basically absorb what's probably going to be Sidey's and fucking Pendles' last year.
Yeah.
But fourth is a good thing. I think we're still in striking distance, and I think we can get our system to work properly. So that's our coaching staff. I hope they're up to it.
Yeah. Look, as it is, man. Up until the last few rounds of the year, everything we fucking say on all these podcasts and all these forums, it's kind of like we just talk about whatever's in the news and whatever's happening. But once those last few games, that's when the real talk happens. That's when you know where you're really at. Yeah. Before that, you can speculate on many things. Yeah. And we don't know shit. Like at the moment, we don't know. We're looking at that list. Who knows, mate? Lockie Sullivan could have a breakout year. You know, can't see it, but fuck, you never know. You know. Reef McInnes might turn out to be a fucking gun back. Like we really don't know. The jury's still out, you know. Dan Houston could bring his Port Adelaide form with us, you know. You don't know, mate. There's always that one player that no one talks about pre-season that fucking breaks out, you know.
Well, Ned Long did it for us last year, didn't he? Ned Long was a nobody in round one, in ground zero.
Yeah, I remember. So, round zero last year, he was in the final squad, and a lot of us were saying, "What the fuck, Ned Long?" You know.
Yeah.
Then there's a lot of people saying, "Yeah, I backed him all the way from the start." But yeah.
Hey, Mick, you know those players you had out today? How many of those players were back for opening round?
Most of them except Howie, I reckon. Let me get it up. Hold on.
I think Demetria nor Ryan will get opening.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
That's I've got it up on the screen now, the players that didn't play. So opening round, I think, who is it? Bobby Hill, obviously, and Jeremy Howe. They're the only ones I think aren't playing opening round. So as of now, we've got a healthy injury list, I think. So yeah, but that's the thing. Jeremy Howe out. That's a big hole to fill. You know, whoever has to do it. You know. Yeah.
You know why Shooter didn't play today?
Who knows? Probably just resting. You know, he's probably doing big loads or something like that. All those players that aren't playing, I haven't heard any, apart from Howie, I haven't heard any big injury news associated with them.
I do find it interesting that next week's practice match is actually on the AFL app, where this one wasn't. So maybe there's like a weird thing where next week's practice match is going to be taken more seriously, just because it was on the AFL app. It's a weird sort of like thing to assume, but I mean it would make sense because we did play like a lot of the kids today. So maybe with the Sunday week is the next practice match. Maybe there's some truth to that where maybe they're going to treat that one as a bit more seriously.
Yeah. If I could change the subject, guys, I was just going to just want to talk about the content creators, the Collingwood content creator atmosphere at the moment, it seems to be pretty fucking saturated. There's so many. I'm just going to go through each one of them, and I'll get you all to comment and see which ones you like and whatever. And maybe there's ones out there that we haven't heard of. So I'll go from obviously you got Swoop Luke with fucking who's pretty much mainstream at the moment. Then you got Pies Footy, and then you got Andreas, Black and White United. You got Pies Nation. You got who are those two blokes? The father and the son. What are they? Who are those? They're hilarious. Into the Woods, yeah, they're great. Then you got. Have you ever listened to one called Pie Hard?
Yeah, but a few of these channels they're not on. I think some of them are only on like Spotify and stuff.
Pie Hard's not on YouTube, but they're like they really go into like they're like the intellectual types as opposed to like the more visceral types like myself. You got the Collingwood rant, obviously. Yeah.
Well, are they back this year? I don't know about the Collingwood
Sorry, mate?
rant. I don't know about the Collingwood rant. Last year on their live show, I don't know what they were saying. I think, what's his name, Slyers, I thought he allured to, I've had enough. And Snoop was saying, I'll go and work with Swoop or something like that. So Swoop and Snoop. No, I don't know if they were joking or not. But it sounded, I was thinking, what the fuck? It's kind of like they didn't say that was our last episode. Who else? There's Nathan Talks Pies as well.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about him. Yeah. He does good stuff. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It's absolutely fucking, there's heaps of us, mate. But look, I can't get enough of it, to be honest. Once the season starts, I'm watching and listening to all of them. The Collingwood rant, that's a funny one because, like, I remember a couple of years ago after we fucking shit the bed and didn't make the finals, they just cracked it and said, "This is the end. We're done. No more." And then, like, I was spewing. I'm thinking, "Fuck, I love these guys." But then, they show up the year after. It's like, all right, it's all good. We're back.
And there's one more, Kevin Magpies.
Kev. How can I forget Kev, man? He's a legend. I think we've mentioned all of them. What about
sorry, you go.
Ultimate Greatness? Are you going to get back on the bandwagon?
Of content creation. It's actually funny because I actually had someone message me the other night just being like, "Hey, are you still alive?" Which was a bit funny, but I mean, I'm in the process to make a comeback. But I don't know, it just feels like each day I'm getting closer and closer. I feel like as much as I'm taking one step forward, I'm also taking 2 steps back. I don't even have I've got my PC working now, but there's just like little things like I've got to upgrade my CPU, things like that. So, but I mean, I've got some of the equipment to like make do. I may not just do training videos. Maybe I'll just do the opinionated stuff and just get something out there. But the intent is there. And then I also, then there's like, the mental health space as well too. Got to make sure that's all right as well. So a lot of factors.
The most important thing, mate.
Yeah,
that's the most important thing.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't know how much you guys want in terms of a personal update, but the last like few months I've been turning my life around for the better.
Good to hear, bro. Good to hear, mate.
Yeah, and like I mean, there's a lot of things now that I'm in a better space, especially health wise. Don't know how much we want to get into that, but I think I've spoken to you privately, Mick, about some of the things, and it's all going really well. Just got to keep going with where I'm going. And
Mm.
yeah, I mean, I want to come back, and like all of it's in a direction where, hopefully there is a return. I'm just always hesitant to just say anything concrete, because once I say it, that's when everything turns to shit. If you know what I mean. Like everything sort of like, once you say, "Oh, I'll be back in like 2 weeks," something happens. It's like it pushes it back like 4 weeks. So I'm trying to keep quiet till it happens, and then when it happens, I'll be hopefully back for good. So
It'd be great to see, man.
Yeah.
With excuse me, with my channel, with this, it's really just a fucking shit stir, man. And this is all it's going to be, man.
Yeah.
Streams, live streams, before games, after games. I really don't have the time to, like the other guys, whenever some news comes out, to put out a video and start talking about it. I just can't see. I've tried doing videos where it's just me talking and, about some topic. I fuck it up all the time, and I just can't be fucked. But this is all it's going to be, man. Just fucking talking shit, getting everyone on, and that's just the way it is, man. That's the way. The only thing I'll probably do is the movie The Club about Collingwood that was made back in 1980.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about doing a video where I just review that, and I actually sent an email to the guys that own the rights to the video, and they gave me the okay. I could use like multiple clips from it, which is fantastic. So I've got that. So yeah, because if you show too much of a copyrighted video, obviously they fucking flag you. But I've got the okay to show as much as I want, probably as long as I say good things about it, which I will, obviously. But that was a great film released back in 1980. We couldn't win a flag, so we just made a film that we win a flag,
Well, it was actually based on Renee King. They had Renee King in, I think, or was it based on him loosely? In comes the high-priced recruit who doesn't get to win a flag, and we actually went on to win a flag 4 or 5 years afterwards. Yeah,
it's not Renee King that plays the high-priced recruit, but Renee King has a speaking role in the film, and he's Tank O'Donoghue. That's the character's name that he plays. But it's a great slice of history from Melbourne from back in the late 70s. Yeah, you got a young Peter Dacos, a young Tony Shaw in there in the background, and it's Jack Thompson plays the coach, but he's from New South Wales, so some of the scenes with Jack Thompson where he kicks a ball and handballs it looks fucking terrible. Looks like my grandmother trying to kick a ball. But the actual acting's by him is fantastic. He really.
Hey, Mick, Void Doy's throwing an absolute fucking pearler in the chat. Another idea is in the off season, if you were signing an old Pies game, maybe Geelong Collingwood 2010.
Yeah.
Pies game for us all to watch, and then we can get on and discuss it. Now, if you were to edit that down, which is pretty easy to do nowadays, you just clip all your plays, find some good spots, don't make it the whole 2-hour game. That'd be real fun because, funnily enough, a 20-minute video you can drag out to 2 hours when you do it in like a critique format. So good on your Void Dog. You're coming out with some pearls, mate. You're on fire tonight. Beautiful work.
That is a fantastic idea, Voidoid, and Boomers backed it up, and that's something that Matt always fucking brings up with me, that we should do something like that, and I've never gotten around to it, but now that there's fucking 3 of yous talking about that, I've got to get my act together and do something like that. Perhaps maybe after.
How about one to whet your appetite? You grab the Peter Dacos highlights off YouTube, which is about 60 or 70 of Dacos's great goals. So everyone can just see how fantastic the man really is. That would be fucking awesome. You know the one I'm talking about, the Dacos highlights? Google it on YouTube, guys. It is brilliant.
Oh, yeah. There's a few of them going around, and I've favorited. I've got them on the side there. There's so many, some of those
it's awesome.
goals.
Some of the old ads, like the banks going, hey, we really are good blokes, and ads for Holden Novas and fucking meat pies and like, oh my God, the shit we used to buy back then.
Yeah. Matt's saying Graham Kennedy steals the show as the president in that movie, The Club. He does.
And
And
he does too.
yeah, he's a real slimy bastard, but he plays it so well. And then you got the other chairman, Jock. I don't know what the actor's name is, but he's fantastic as well. It's a great look. It's a cheesy film, but it's a great film, man. It's funny, it's poignant, and it's just great scenes of old Melbourne before all the big builds and all that, and great scenes of Vic Park, and great match footage of Hawthorn and Carlton back in the day.
Mate. Yeah, Russell Crowe is a skinhead in fucking skinhead Melbourne, suburban Melbourne. Same thing. Collingwood fans. I think Jack Thompson's one of the big actors in The Club too, isn't he? Is he like?
Yeah, he plays the coach. Yeah, he bases it on. He bases it on like a Ron Barassi type character. He's really intense. And the basic premise of the show is Collingwood picks up a big recruit from Tasmania called Jeff Haywood, and he comes in and he's a real prima donna. And at the start, all the other players fucking hate him, and he slowly comes around. And it's just the bloke that plays Jeff Haywood's a laugh. It's real. It's like a black comedy type sports movie, and it's fantastic that the bloke, the people that own the rights to it have just given me the go ahead just to use as many clips as possible. It's just a matter of sitting down and fucking editing it and just talking about it and stuff. I've tried a few times. Fuck, it takes ages, man. Yeah. All right. Shall we call it a night, gentlemen?
Let's see.
Got anything else to add? We've run out of topics.
I've just got to think.
Look, mate, as the season starts, mate, we'll have a plethora of fucking things to talk about, mate. Don't worry about that. Oh, look, after the North game, I'll do another one like this. And then when the season starts, before the games, and then after the games, I'll do fan cams like this, and we'll just talk away, and we'll have a laugh.
Okay, here's my Smokey. Many will say Darcy Moore needs to be dropped 84 times. Okay?
Yeah.
That's my Smokey.
Only 84. I'll take the overs on that.
And Lipinski, he always Lipinski.
Look, I'm a fucking flag waving Lipinski hater. Look, mate, when you gotta go, man. It's fucking hard work watching that guy, man. You know he can be fucking special, but look, I know he fucking delivers the ball well inside 50. He's probably one of the best in the comp in that situation, but fuck, man. It's a hard game, man. Sometimes you need to go, man. You don't want the young players in the team watching someone pull out of a contest, man. And that really bugs me about him. And we've given this guy an opportunity after fucking Footscray didn't want him. Mate, give us something, mate. Give us something more than fucking, the mid-year 3 good games in a row, mate. We want something more than that, mate.
Yeah. I wouldn't play him opening round. I would play Anderson over him.
Fucking oath, mate. Yeah. Or Rowan Steele or whoever can occupy that wing spot,
Even Printable.
Yeah.
It's also frustrating because, for those that, still remember the 23 grand final, he had such an important role in the midfield that, anytime when I see, or anytime when I hear people, speak about Lipinski and how, he just needs to, be better and stuff, that's just where my mind goes to every time. If you go and watch, the highlights, how he came in off as the sub and everything, It was basically Tom Mitchell for 2.5 quarters, or however many quarters he was on. It's just, and again, I'm not sitting here saying that he needs to I mean, if he was to play that role, I think he would do good because if you can do it once, you can do it again. But yeah, it's just sort of I don't know, it's confusing more than anything. Like if you can play that role so well, why can't you just continually do it over and over again? You know what I mean? Especially in the grand final. Like we're not talking about some like home and away match against West Coast. We're talking a grand final. Like again,
yeah. All right, gentlemen, we'll call it a night. Just with the like, if I was to review some old game from the past, can I just play that on mine, or am I going to get flagged for playing someone else's fucking video? That's the only bugbear I've got with that. I don't want to play like the 2010 prelim, and then the bloke who fucking owns the rights to it fucking reports me, and then all of a sudden I've got to fucking I just got to find out what the deal is with that, and then
the whole system on YouTube it's like notorious for being so just like you're basically not in trouble until you are. That's pretty much what it is. Like there's no like warnings. I mean you do get claims, like there's a lot more claims than there are strikes, but
well, remember last season, mate, when we played the fucking presser. And they shut me off fucking midstream, man. That was hilarious, mate.
I think you might sometimes get a warning, like while you're playing it, there'll be a little a bar that says, "We're just checking your status right now," and if it goes green, you're cool. But if it goes yellow to red, gone.
Yeah. I think as long as we play the presser, like just the audio, it should be all right. But we were playing the whole fucking video and fucking bagging them. On top of that, we were fucking throwing tomatoes at Fly as well, all of us. So the AFL would have seen, he deserved it. The AFL would have seen that and thought, what the fuck's going on here, mate? All right, gents, look, thank you so much for joining us. Greatness, Chris and Boomer and all the guys that jumped on, Benny, Manny, thanks guys. In the chat, all the usual suspects, Maddie, Voidoid, Stefanos, Milkshakes. You got to love Milkshakes, mate. He throws in all the real edgy stuff in the chat, which is good, mate. It could get a bit fucking, what the fuck's going on here, but it's all good, man. We love your work, man. Thanks very much, guys, and I'll be sure to do one of these after the North Melbourne game next week, and we'll take it from there.
We'll see you next week, Mick.
No worries, pal. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much, and have a good have a good weekend.
You too.
Awesome.
All right. Catch us later. Thank you very much, everyone. Ending the stream now.
Awesome work, guys.